welcome everyone to TJ and the Grumpy Old Man. I'm your host, TJ, and with me here, as always, is the Grumpy Old Man. They say there's no shame in his game because he's always the same.
That's me. That's me.
And with us here also, we've got, I'd say, co-host of the show, the king of comments, the magnificent Son X.
X. X time, baby. Let's get it. Hold on. Should I do the Triple H spit?
Yeah, go ahead and do the Triple H spit really quickly now.
Yeah, spit in your own house.
Oh man! For those of you who are new to the channel, new to the live stream, we welcome you here with open arms. This is an all sports podcast that takes place every single Sunday evening around 8 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you're new to the channel and you like the content that we produce, you find it funny, you enjoy, you want to stick around, there's a few things that we encourage that you do. We encourage you to subscribe on YouTube so you don't miss out on any of our future episodes, and like the video. If you like the video, lets myself, the Grumpy Old Man, and SunX know that you like the content that we're producing. And also, right, it helps tickle the algorithm. It helps juice the algo. It helps get this live stream out to the masses.
I don't want anybody playing with my undies. Ooh, that's just not happening.
Well, I'll say this. For today's episode.
You think I want some sex prayer running around my house? Oh, no.
We do have today in the episode, we've got quite a bit of NBA and NHL playoffs to talk. We've got rookies are reporting. Some are reporting to camp, some are not. We're going to talk about that. The entitlements that NIL, I think, is lining these young athletes with is just quite interesting. We're going to talk about that and everything about surrounding kind of who looks already like they're going to be an instantaneous flop, who's showing up out of shape to camp, rookie camp.
Is it who we predict, or is it other players that we didn't think would be flops?
Other players too.
Okay.
So yes, you sent me one. That was just low-hanging fruit. There's another one that we're going to bring up.
Did I send you? Did you see the one about the guy who Cincinnati drafted in the first round?
Yes, Shamar. Okay. Yes, Shamar. Well, you know what? Let's just start there. Okay. Let's start. We're going to talk some NFL. Sorry, guys, if you want to talk some NHL and NBA playoffs, we're going to be talking that in a second. The big thing is Shamar Stewart. He was their first round pick for the Bengals. Remember, they let, who was it? Not Hawkinson. Who was the D end for them for a long time that they let walk pretty much?
Trey Hendricks.
Hendricks.
It was really good.
Yes. They let him walk. They knew they were going to be drafting a player.
But he didn't walk. He's still with the team. I think he's in the last year of his contract.
I thought they were actively letting him kind of pursue other options still.
Well, he hasn't been moved. Not as of yet.
Anyway. There definitely could be some movement going on there with Trey Hendrickson, but this is their first round pick from this year. First round pick. Let's listen here. 37-second clip.
Participate in mini camp today?
Very smart.
Just decided not to sign those papers.
Okay, hold on. Okay, I know we're going to restart. Look at this kid's face. Look at this young man's face real quick. The question was, is there any reason you decided not to participate in rookie mini camp today? This is, just watch again.
Participate in mini camp today?
I just decided not to sign those papers.
He's got like a fucking grin.
You want to know who he looks like? His response right there reminds me of Mike Tomlin, where he's like, "We do not care. We do not care."
Do you anticipate signing your contract before Monday to join the team, or you're not sure when that's going to come together?
I would hope so. I would love to be a part of the team. I'd be on the sideline just looking at everybody else do work.
To say how tough it is for you.
Yeah, especially on the first day, it was kind of tough on me.
Are you part of the meetings? Are you doing?
Can we talk about it? He refused to practice without pads, without helmets, pretty much just like walking through exercise-wise is what he refused to participate in. Now, mind you, all of these players are protected under like these rookie clauses, these RPAs is what they're pretty much. So they have like injury protection if they get injured before they sign. But not only was it the Bengals' first-round pick who determined not to participate in rookie minicamp on-field activities. Their second-round pick also, Demetrius Knight from South Carolina, also said, I don't have a deal signed. I'm not participating either in rookie minicamp. How dysfunctional are things in Cincinnati, Grumpy and
Are
X?
we surprised that Joe Burrow wants to leave?
What do you mean?
Just going to throw it out there.
I don't think Joe Burrow wants to leave.
I think he absolutely does want to leave.
I haven't heard that.
He came out and said that he didn't want to be with the team anymore.
Is that what you're seeing on the TV, X? Is that just breaking news coming?
No, I'm actually watching the Mexican Soccer League right now.
I know you can't take your eyes off it.
In case anybody wants to watch, it's going to be coming off my glasses reflection.
That's why you're throwing out stupidly hideous ideas like Joe Burrow wants to leave.
Joe Burrow does want to leave.
No, he does not.
Yeah, he does.
Where has that been substantiated?
Yeah.
He's pissed off at being at the team. He's got to put up 70 points. His team still loses.
Okay, it sounds like you're just talking out your ass.
I'm not talking out my ass.
Okay, can you send us something so we can? Yeah, please do.
Don't worry.
Send us something on that. Okay, for me, I look at particularly the second round pick. I mean, even the first round pick. Guess what? Why haven't you signed your contracts? Everything is slotted. There's no mystery to the rookie contracts.
How much signing bonus am I going to get?
Well, guess what? It doesn't matter because you're locked into how much money you're making. And believe me, the owners, number one gets this, number two gets this, number three, everybody is slotted. There is no changing of how much money they make in their rookie deals. I don't understand it. I'm just going to say also that the first round pick for Cincinnati, I heard 18 teams had him off their boards for whatever reason. He's got a bust factor of probably 9 out of 10.
Anytime I'm seeing somebody just with an ear-to-ear smile, like, why are you not playing? And he just has like this smirk and grin on his face. I'm like, all right, this kid doesn't care at all about being a part of the team, being, involved, despite what he says, what his actions and and the look that he has about him, just like, just smiling, yucking it up. He's a guy when your team's getting they're getting their asses busted up. They're down by like 25 points. He's over there smiling on the sidelines, high-fiving, dicking around when the defense is giving up 70 points. He doesn't give a shit. I saw that. I'm like, yikes.
Yeah, here it is. Joe Burrow called out Bengals, but they can't do business like the Eagles. He was calling out the front office about how poorly their decision-making is.
When was that dated? What was the date on that?
It was a month ago.
So before the draft, but had they signed Higgins and Chase back yet?
I don't know.
Okay,
but people were commenting and saying like that he might.
Was during the Super Bowl.
There have been rumors that he has been wanting to request a trade.
Okay, that was during the Super Bowl.
Okay,
and all of a sudden they wound up signing these guys, and he's not going anywhere.
I do want to say one more thing about. Good.
I was just saying the team's ass. So
I do want to say one more thing about Shamar Stewart. He's an edge rusher. Do you want to take a guess? I looked at this earlier. Do you want to take a guess how many sacks he had in, number one, his last year in college, which was his junior season, and then all 3 years that he played cumulatively, how many sacks he had as an edge rusher?
Why do I want to say 4.5 is something I've read?
Yeah, 4.5 sacks his entire career. He started his freshman, sophomore, and junior year. 4.5 sacks as an edge rusher.
Bust factor of 9.5 out of 10.
Yeah, I mean, that's about as bad as it gets. I mean, he played 37 games and had 4.5 sacks as an edge rusher. It's not like shit. D tackles are putting up more than 4.5 sacks in a season. And again, he played at Texas A&M, and he played, with these great SEC defenses. And again, just poor performances. He's got bust written all over him. Cincinnati Bengals just keep on tripping over their own feet.
I was going to ask, when was that rule implemented? The thing about the contracts where they can opt to sit out until they sign the contract.
What do you mean?
When was that rule implemented? What year did that come about? Because you said there's some kind of protection plan for the players.
No, the RPAs. It's been like that forever. If you don't have a contract and you get injured on the team facilities doing team activities before you officially sign your rookie deal, you're protected.
Well, I guess why is he not signed the rookie deal yet?
Because he wants more money, probably coming in the form of a signing that he gets immediately, as opposed to getting 2 and 3 years down. I want my money. I want to get paid my money. He wants more of it. He wants more of his signing bonus so he can go below it on who the hell knows what and go out there and pop champagne. I don't know.
I mean, I will say I kind of understand where he's coming from. the fact of him not playing without signing the contract, but at the same point in time, you should already sign the contract.
They're literally walking through without pads.
I know.
Without helmets. They're
I
literally
know.
with the
I know what you're saying. But think about it. There was a player who literally had to retire due to a flag getting thrown in his face, made him permanently blind in one eye, and he couldn't play anymore.
This is just a glorified walkthrough, is all.
I know. I'm just saying anything can happen. That's all. And the kid's protected himself.
But there's a clause in the waiver that protects him for that.
I thought TJ just said that that was like the clause was that he could sit out from doing that.
What? No, again, because you were too busy watching Mexican League soccer. I want you to pay attention and draw your attention away.
No, sorry. Okay.
If you get injured before you have your contract signed, you still are protected. It's that simple.
You get paid out the full amount of money.
You're still covered on that
for the
side.
full amount.
You're slotted at these spots.
You realize NFL contracts are not guaranteed, right? You are aware of that.
None of those are guaranteed. X.
I mean, they're guaranteed to a certain extent.
No, they're not.
Only the signing bonus.
You sign a contract for 4 years.
Only the signing bonus is guaranteed.
That's right.
Which is why they want a signing bonus that's larger. He wants more guaranteed money because he knows he's going to bust out of the fucking league and be gone and cut in 2 seasons because he's a
I guess does that not mean that then a player could, restructure his contract every year to get paid more?
No, because
Why not?
They're
not guaranteed the money. Why not?
Because you're under contract.
But you're not. You just said that they're not guaranteed the money under contract.
Not guaranteed. That means the team has the team has control. Absolutely, the team has control. Why do you think when these guys sign $100 million contracts with $50 million signing bonus? Well, you know what only mechanics for veterans is the signing bonus. They always finagle in those contracts to free up more money. We'll give you more money on the back end. We'll give you some signing bonus money to lower your cap hit for the year. These guys are making nothing in their first couple of years. They make
next to nothing. Yeah, the rookies make nothing. That's why you want to get as much production on a rookie contract as you can. I know that.
Okay, then what is your point?
You know what I really like? Go ahead, finish up.
What I was saying is if the contracts aren't guaranteed money, so like, if you're signed on for 4 years, you play for 4 years, right? If you're not guaranteed that money for 4 years, who's to say you don't restructure your contract every year then? That's all.
You can't restructure your rookie deal. Second off, I'm not saying rookie deal. I'm just saying what I really love. I do love when we talk contract negotiations and the two parties doing that are watching TV as they're talking loosely about contract numbers. I'm like, let's move on, guys. All I wanted to bring up was simple as this: guys should sign the contract or participate, shit or get off the pot. That's simple. I mean, like, we don't need to go down this whole.
They're all slotted. They're all slotted. Everything is slotted. There's no mystery to these contracts. I don't understand it. Like I said, bust factor 9.5.
Correct. Let's move on. There's other things that X sent me. Now, this is one that X looks at, and I'll let X do the breakdown on this one. X, we're going to get you involved here, buddy. Here it is. This is the clip that you sent me.
Oh, nice chain. Oh, my goodness. Oh, boy.
Beauty right there, baby. Look at that pass. Look at that pass.
I believe I sent that to you.
That was Grumpy who sent that one.
Oh, well, anywho.
Now, this is our 5th round draft pick.
You're not really expecting much out of him. I do like how he's got somebody right in his face. I mean, he's taking a sack on this one.
He's good at that.
Yeah.
He is very good at that.
Okay, this is like non-contact.
He's throwing ducks.
He's still throwing off his back foot, ducking the press. They're not even going to let him get hit.
He said, "Hey, Dylan Gabriel, what team did you play for in college?" That's right, the Oregon Ducks, baby.
And that's what he did. That's why he threw out a duck.
He threw the duck. Yep.
How tall is Dylan Gabriel?
He's not very tall.
There was some goof
Maybe
where
6 foot.
there was some writer. There was some writer who said, "My gosh, he's shorter than I am."
He's not tall.
No.
This is the one right here. This is who's this? Mason Taylor, I think.
Mason Graham, the number one draft pick.
I'm sorry. No, this is not the number 1 overall pick, but this is the
their number 1 pick.
Yes. What was he? 5th overall?
Yes.
Okay. I want you to watch this, and I want you to share your opinion on it. I mean, and I don't need you to break down technique-wise. I just want you to watch the 35-second clip and first initial takeaway.
Saki. Oh boy,
God.
he's having a hard time staying on his feet.
He looks so fat and out of shape. It's hard to fathom.
Okay, he is a defensive
tackle.
Yeah, and here's the thing: he was much lighter in college.
Yes.
So maybe they want him to be a certain size. I don't know, but I just if your game is predicated on speed, I don't think you should get too big.
Yep. I mean, think about it. Aaron Donald wasn't huge.
Think about how. Okay, number 2, fucking punch wide from the breastplate where he's hitting with his helmet. I mean, you're fucking hitting bags.
I thought you said we were not going to break down. Didn't you just say we're not breaking down?
The thing is, he's out of shape. He's lazy and he's fat. You can mark this guy down as another fucking bust. We're talking about Shamar Stewart bust. This kid's a bust. You can mark that down now. Today of May the 11th, the same year he was drafted, this kid's going to be a bust.
Wasn't he their first round pick?
Yeah, number 5 overall.
Are we not fucking paying attention? We just said that.
I knew it was Mason Graham. I didn't know if he was drafted in the first.
Who
round.
watches Mexican soccer? No one.
Do you
No
have
one.
money on the game or something?
Even Mexicans don't watch Mexican soccer.
You have your next 10 months of.
I have
mortgage
you
on
guys
this?
on
What are you
another
doing?
monitor over here. I'm watching everything you're doing.
Okay, why are you not looking right at the fucking computer screen?
Because the computer screen is here and I have everything on a monitor over here.
Why are you not looking at the computer screen? We're not even seeing.
Because this is bigger. It's easier to use.
Is he fucking for real?
Why are you busting my chops?
Because you're not fucking paying attention. Too busy fucking dicking around watching Mexican soccer. That's why I'm busting your chops.
Okay, I'm not. I just have it on the background.
God almighty. Grumpy, deal with this guy, huh? Fuck.
I
All right.
think we need to do.
So I just think that it's a little too early to declare that guy a bust because he has a high-end motor. And I just think, maybe it's just the fact that he's in Cleveland. Maybe that's a problem.
I guarantee you a lot of people probably thought that Aaron Donald was going to be a bust.
Nobody thought Aaron Donald was going to be a bust. Here's the thing.
Undersized defensive
You're wrong.
lineman.
You're wrong. You're absolutely
Undersized defensive lineman.
Here's the thing. I know he wasn't going to be a bust. Simple.
Okay.
Oh, because
That's
you're a
fine.
Pitt fan.
Okay, but
Not the case.
But to say that no one thought he was going to be a bust, I just think
It's
when you're
BS.
that small and you don't fit the parameters that the NFL teams look for, there are a lot of people who think too small, going to be a bust.
Question
It was
marks
not
around
the
you for
case.
certain.
When
It was
I
not the case.
see a D tackle his rookie season come in fat, out of shape, huffing and puffing a rookie
What
mini.
makes you think that he's fat and out of shape?
You see, and
Maybe he's
moving
busting his ass.
Maybe,
in the
yeah,
drill
maybe
trying
just
to work
trying
hard.
really hard.
Did you see him falling over doing the figure 8 drill? That's not supposed to happen.
Well, okay,
He's fat and out of shape.
maybe they had the wrong cleats on. Maybe the turf went out from him. I just
You know
think
what you
it's a
sound
little.
like? You know what you sound like right now, Grumpy? You sound just like the Islander fans that
I
were
just-
talking about
okay.
the reason why we
All I'm
didn't
saying
play
is,
us, so we could still make the playoffs. We're
I
gonna win.
think it's a little premature to call him a bust. That's all
When he
I'm
hasn't
saying.
even played a down of football yet.
Mark it down now for everybody who's keeping track. Shamar Stewart bust. This kid Graham
Here-
bust. You can mark
here's
it
what
down
I-
now.
One from the
How many
guys that Kenny
fewer
Pickett
years
was
to diagnose
world-class talent.
bust? Immediate bust. 5th overall pick, he'll be an immediate bust. Mark it down now.
Okay, here's the thing I like about him. Just looking at that 36-second clip, TJ's able to judge a guy's whole career off a 36-second OTA clip. TJ's already declared him a bust.
Yep.
Did you see how intently he was listening to the coach?
Fuck.
So it sounds to me like, you know what? This kid wants to get better. He's going to listen. He's going to absorb knowledge, which tells me, and I don't know if he's any good or not. He was good in college. He certainly was. I don't know if he's going to bust out or not, but at least he's not going to be a dog like the other guy has the penchant of being.
He was caught today throwing up profusely at camp today because he was that out of shape too. I don't know. You just keep on.
Here's the thing: when TJ doesn't
strength
like
in the
somebody, he
basket,
freaking hates him.
It's true. It's
And I
true.
guarantee this is somebody that he does not like.
I'm
Because
gonna
why?
agree with
It's probably because he has comparable measures to somebody that he really likes a whole lot.
Oh,
Mason Graham's pretty big. Okay, this is
Mason
what I
Graham
mean.
is not.
he's not.
big,
He's small.
okay?
These are how your D tackles should be moving with no fucking pads on in rookie minicamp. Just take you a look. See, this is a D tackle. This is just drafted for the
okay.
Dolphins.
That's a totally different drill.
It's a totally separate
Totally
drill.
different drill.
I'm talking about the energy level. I'm talking about the compete level. Simple.
Oh my
But
god!
it's a totally different drill.
I don't think you're
You
understanding.
would at least
We
have to
do
show the same
understand.
drill.
Yeah,
You
why
can't
don't
compare two different
you
drills.
pull clips of them playing basketball and say this is the energy level that they should have doing this? They're playing a totally separate sport.
I'll be
This is
honest
what they
with
should be doing.
Anytime you got people just commenting about how you're yakking at practice all the time, vomiting day 2 of mini camp. Oof. How many other people on this team you think are vomiting on the Browns?
I have no idea. I have
Probably
no
multiple
idea.
others.
Bust.
But you know what? He's getting all the news. You want to know why? Because he was their first round draft pick.
Mark it down now, bust, and that's all I need to say about it.
You know what? I want this.
Don't
I
like-
want this. You know, fuck. I want Mason Graham to win defensive fucking player of the year and defensive rookie of the year.
That's what
I'm
I
gonna
think.
shove it in your damn face.
Defensive rookie of the year. That's what's going to happen
He
with this.
won't. You know, like
I
when
want
they,
you to have a sign up behind you that says defensive rookie of the year, defensive player of the year.
Mason Graham.
Mason Graham.
and when he busts out, you could just say again, TJ Wright once again when it comes down to football analysis.
Oh my God! Remember you were right about Kenny Pickett too. We forgot.
Again, we've
You
rewatched
thought he
it
was
plenty
great.
of times.
You thought he
We've
was
watched it
great.
plenty of
He's
times.
gonna be good. He's gonna be a good player in the league.
You're wrong. We've rewatched
Journey
it plenty of times.
back up.
As I've mentioned before, you know how they talk about like 10 yarders? Like Marcus Dupree was a 10 yarder. 10 yards in, you could tell the kid could play. 10 yards in, I could tell that kid can't play. Simple as that.
Okay.
Let's start jumping.
God, he's ridiculous.
Okay, why don't we just skip over the TJ hate fest and go on to something else?
Why don't we start jumping to some comments, because we are going to supplement it with some more topics of discussion. X,
Okay.
what comments do we have? I'll load it up.
Goon says, is this the worst crop of NHL goalies ever in the playoffs? Is Russia the preferred vacation destination for Romanov?
Yes, goalies are just bad. Now, they're not the same level that they used to be back in the 90s and the early 2000s. Goaltending is down. And yes, Romanov loves going back to Mother Russia.
Let me ask you something. Do we think it's that the goalies are not as good, or is it the fact that you can't really hit anybody or do anything like you used to be back in the 80s and 90s? You can't do that now, so players get more open shots and open opportunities to score.
No. I mean, goalies just suck. If you've been watching, they just give up a lot of cupcake goals. I know Grumpy can comment on that. I don't know what the score of the game is right now, but I mean, like, the goalies are just bad. I mean, like, they just historically, they're not very good right now.
I thought that Ottinger let off
Save
a
percentage.
weekie today. I thought that Hellebuck let up a couple that he shouldn't have. The second game, the goaltending has been really, really good, though. Second game. Wall and Bobrovsky been outstanding.
Oh, is Romanov's final destination Russia? I'm going to say, since both start with R, yes.
Now, okay, I'll put this up. This is just something interesting, I think, to take a glance at. Year over year over year, historically, goaltenders have gotten worse and worse and worse regarding their numbers. So, and again, this is a little small, so I'm going to zoom in here for a second. Okay, think about it. The average save percentage this year was 900. 903 the year prior, then 904, 907, 908, 910, 910, 912, 913, 915. This has been the worst save percentage historically in the NHL since 1995-96.
Is this in the playoffs or regular season?
Regular season games.
Okay, because I think he was asking about regular season.
I'm going to say,
I think he was asking about playoffs.
You said, do you think these are the worst goalies that we've seen in the playoffs in a long time? Here's the thing. If all goalie play is down, goalie play is going to be down in the postseason too. Statistically, the worst season for goalies in the NHL since 1995-96.
do you think it's just because the goalies suck?
What else have you seen, though? You've seen, if you scroll back to the top, you're seeing the number of shots taken has also gone down.
What? You mean going up or going down?
Gone down. Saves are down.
Shot against this year are down.
Yeah, I mean, because the goals against average is pretty static from what it's been. Last 2.81. That's less than last year was 2.91, 2.97, 2.92. But the number of shots has gone down also.
The save percentage, which is
okay, I'm just saying
goalies save pucks that come their way.
But if you're having,
it's been since 1990.
If you're having 10 to 15
if there's less
shots,
shots, if there's less shots, you could give up 3 goals on 10 shots. It's 70%. 3 goals on 20 shots. It's 15%.
You should ideally give up less goals if you're facing less shots, right?
Okay, but you know what? Maybe teams are just they're not taking as many. Like the Hurricanes like to take a boatload of shots.
I don't know why we're trying to discern or fight this. This is the lowest save percentage the NHL goalies cumulatively.
What Grumpy's saying is he thinks there's other factors that are implementing the save percentage.
Simple as this. Look at the trend.
Players suck.
Look at the trend. 915, 915, 913, 912, 910, 910, 908, 907, 904, 903, 900. That is statistically significant. We have had a decline for how many years in a row now? Since 2014-15, every single year it's been stagnant or decreased year after year after year, the save percentage.
But I also think with a lack of the physical presence in the game, guys they're taking better shots. I bet you the high scoring chances are up also. I mean, shots have gone down, which means that maybe they're just being more selective in the shots. The Hurricanes are a team that 40 shots a game, right?
Save percentage has dropped for the last 10 years in a row.
Okay, I'm not saying that it hasn't. I'm just talking about this year, but so have the number of shots against. They've also gone down.
Goalies have progressively gotten worse and worse and worse over time. It's not a renaissance of goalies right now.
Or the offense is getting better.
That's what I was trying to get at is, do you think that the offense is better? The players are better on offense now than what they used to be, or it's the fact that there's not enough physicality in the game. You can't hit guys, so guys are getting more open shots.
And more skilled guys are able to play in the league at a high level because they're not getting hit all the time.
So every year over the last 10 years, we've progressively become more skilled year after year after year in the NHL, skill player wise. It's every single year. It's not the case. Like when you just look at the numbers, simple as this, goalie play is down. Just like we talk about the NFL, the quarterback play is shitty right now. Same thing in the NHL. Goalie play, just as you'd mentioned, X, you're correct. Goalie play is down. It's hideous right now.
But here's the thing. You want to argue quarterback play is being shittier, but they're passing for more yards than they ever have.
But if you also
they're passing for more yards year after year. There's more guys who are throwing for higher yardage year after year.
Added an extra game in X that did skew the numbers, but you look at yards per game.
Well, there's no possibility for skewed numbers, right? Just look at the stats. That's what you said. Look at the stats. Look at what's in front of you. Look at the stats.
Look at the number of goals per game have also gone down over the last 4 years. They had a big increase in 21-22, went from 2.9 to 3.1.
Look at this. You see how this changes.
I'm just talking the last 5 years.
Okay, I'm looking at it as okay.
He's talking last 10 because it proves his point right.
I'm looking at a statistically significant 10-year time frame. And guess what? During that time frame, goals went up, they went down, but every single year, save percentage went down. Every single year.
Maybe it's the emphasis on that you can't touch people on the hands or anything like that. The propensity to call little ticky-tack fouls, which are, let's be honest, the NHL is kind of like the ice capades now.
It's soft now.
And we're just looking at regular season, right? We're not even looking at playoffs.
Okay, think about this. Look at the goalies back in that 14-15 season. Okay, I want to pull up. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get this all on the fly here. Let me pull up the 14-15 season. Okay. Trying to just pull. I'm sorry. I'm not going to be able to do this probably effectively on the air. But again, just goalie play, I think, was better at that point, and it's down right now. I don't think there's a crime in saying that. I don't think it's like any sort of issue, but I just think goalie play is down right now.
Okay. That's fair.
Simple.
Here's a comment that relates to what we were talking about.
Freedom Fund to your son X, let a real man answer your goalie questions. As a retired goalie, one huge factor is the NHL is allowing interference to skyrocket, add in sissy rules and players who won't clear the crease.
There we go.
There you go.
Maybe it's not the fact that the goalie play is shit, but it's the fact that there's other factors.
You're getting high danger scoring opportunity right in front of the net.
Simple as this.
Because you can't hit players, right? Because you can't hit players in front of the net.
Or the increase of the panty ass defensemen who are all 5'10", 170 pounds because they can move the puck. But guess what they don't do? They don't play defense.
When you see over time that there's not many goalies from this little era that make the Hall of Fame, that'll be all the proof I need. I'll just say that's right. Another one. Chalk it up.
Not just goal; it's team defense.
If you have less goalies making the Hall of Fame during this time period than in years past, that means goalie talent.
The Hall of Fame is subjective. First off.
Goalie talent is down. I don't know how else to say it. Look at how many goalies consistently change hands. You think Aiden Hill's a good goalie?
I think he's serviceable.
Good goalie. I'm asking good goalies, not serviceable.
Yeah, sure, he's good. His numbers are pretty good.
Aiden Hill's a good goalie.
He's been good for Vegas. He absolutely has been. What are his numbers?
I'll pull them up. Don't worry.
Because we're not talking about playoffs now. We're talking regular season, right?
What do you think his numbers are?
I don't know.
906. That's good.
Okay. What's his goals against? Because at the end of the day, you can use save percentage. How many goals you give up a game?
906.
How many goals per game?
The year prior? 909.
No, this year.
No,
The
this
one who
year.
said 906.
906 is not good.
What's
That's
his
down.
goals
Goals
against?
against. Spit it out. Quit dodging the question.
247.
That's less than 2.5 goals a game.
If you face only 20 shots a night, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
How many goals do you give up on how many shots you face? I
Again.
don't understand what's so tough about that. Is it tough concept to understand?
That's going
Again,
to affect the save percentage, TJ.
I think team defense is down. Goalies are getting hung out to dry more because you don't have any physical presence on the back
You
end.
saw goal scoring was dropping, though, but team defense is also down. Okay, sounds good. Logic doesn't make sense, but let's move along. We're 30
There's
minutes.
less shots.
Simple as this. Goalie play is down, to answer your question. Yes, it is.
It wasn't my question. It was yours.
It was
Freedom
excellent.
Bonaventure says, next, these current players back off and allow shots rather than stepping into players. Some players don't back check or block shots.
Shots are going down each year, too. That doesn't add up either.
I'd like to know how are the high danger chances? Have they increased over years?
From the guy who doesn't trust analytics on anything. You want to use analytics for that situation?
I'm just saying, you're trying to. I think that's because the fact that defensemen don't play defense. The game has really changed the last few years.
Yep.
It really has. It's about guys who can just move the puck and generate offense. It's not how good you play in your defensive end.
We're talking last 10 years, not few years, 10. Anyway,
Okay, I'm talking about the last 5.
So let's start popping up some comments here.
Freedom Front of goes, Son X, how was your bachelor party at Bucky's? Did you have the brisket or something else? Did you and TJ get matching Bucky's shirts?
Barbecue sandwich, and then I got a matching shirt with the baby.
Oh, wow. Little baby.
Barbecue sandwich was good.
Bend it like rice. This sounds like this is one of the Monroe boys. Sounds like Derek Monroe because I know he's an Arsenal fan. X, how much was the Masters shirt, and did you have to make a trip to Georgia to get it? I'll answer that question. The shirt for X was probably free, it was not free. Okay, well maybe fiance Y.
Yeah, fiance Y
for him. There you go. I know he wasn't coming off the hip, and I know he didn't go to Georgia to get it.
I did not go to Georgia to get it.
Okay. Really quickly, if you want to look at it, I can actually show you the goalies that were playing around that time period 10 years ago to now. If you really want to get into it,
I don't. We've already moved on.
I encourage you guys to look it up. The goalies are much better.
Alexander says,
simple.
What's up, guys? Happy Mother's Day to your wife, TJ, and also the warden, Grumpy. Thank you very much, Alexander. Same to you and yours. Gugud says, will the Knicks get back on track? On tonight's show, will Sun X pick up the slack?
I'm already picking up the slack.
You're already picking up the
on
slack.
My back, and the Knicks, I hope, are going to get back on track.
I'd like to see that. Honestly, I'd like to see the Knicks win, but they're just wildly overmatched by the Celtics.
If the Celtics didn't blow game 1 and game 2, where they had both like 20-point leads, they didn't blow it on the road. Guess what? The Celtics are about to lock it down, and they're about to curb stomp the Knicks.
They shot 25% in both of the first 2 games from 3 points. The thing is, they're not taking 2-pointers.
Stop chucking threes when you're up 20 points.
But the coach is totally into analytics. All he talks about, well, if we get more shots, we've had this many more shots. Dude, I don't care how many shots you take. It's how many go into the net.
Yep.
That's what counts.
Are you scoring?
That's it. Alexander says the Mets are officially better than the Yankees.
Speaking of some Yankees, did you happen to see the
Are we not talking about the Mets? Are we not talking about the Mets being better than the Yankees?
We could talk about the Mets too. The Mets have won, I think they're 17-11 against teams that have a 500 higher record this season.
I'm surprised their pitching has been as good as it's been this year.
Kodai Senga is good. I mean, the pitching was good last year too. Soto blows.
He doesn't blow. Just stop.
What are his numbers?
Just stop. I don't know. Why don't you pull them up? I'm sure you have right in your fingers.
Can you read this for me, please?
Juan Soto.
He had it preloaded.
Can you read this for me, please?
He was waiting. His trigger finger, his clicker finger was quivering. It was like, oh, can't wait to hit this.
Okay, Aaron Judge. Let's be honest. Aaron Judge is hitting over 400 so far.
He's not going to keep that up.
No, he's not going to keep that up.
409.
Okay, he's hitting over, so that's over 400.
Yep.
And he's doing great. He feasts on crappy pitching. That's
So
Aaron
the
Judge's MO.
First 50 games of the season has been all crappy pitchers.
How many games?
Almost 50 games are in.
What are his
No.
postseason numbers?
No, bad. How many games the Yankees played? You said 50. The season is nowhere near a third of the way through.
I know the Yankees. He's played 40 games this season.
Okay, so not 50, 40.
Has he played every game?
I'm sure he has. I don't think he sat out any games.
Okay. They didn't play any sort of double headers. He's getting a rest. Okay. Maybe he has.
So when we get to the postseason and he's batting like 156,
Can you read this
gonna
stat
say
for
that
me?
he's great.
Can you read this tweet for me, Grumpy?
I don't need to.
So
I
during
do.
the regular season, which counts for nothing, Aaron Judge games with 0 hits in 2026 was 6.
In 25.
Aaron Judge games with 3+ hits in 2025 was 7.
Yeah, he's playing really, really well right now. But, there's ebbs and flows. It's a long season. He's going to go through a time where, gosh, he's hitting 200 for a couple of 2-3 weeks.
And then he'll play like Dak Prescott in the postseason.
And the thing is, he feasts on crappy pitching. He absolutely does. He's a mistake hitter. You make a mistake on him, he's going to knock it out of the park. Guess what? When you play against the better teams come playoff time and they have better pitching staffs, he doesn't do anything.
He's leading the MLB really quickly for those keeping track at home in runs, hits, home runs, RBIs, batting average, on base percentage, and slugging percentage. Okay,
He's
we
been
can go on to the next.
great this year.
He's batting 400.
Yeah.
He's a first ballot Hall of Famer, as we've
Oh
discussed.
my God! Here we go. Back to that again.
Honestly, do they put playoff numbers into
who's right on that, Grumpy?
consideration for the Hall of Fame?
He's add that to the checklist.
So he's a really good regular season player.
He's outstanding regular
He's
season
a
player.
Hall of Fame caliber regular season
You know what
player.
he reminds me of? The Sedines.
Henrik probably, the
fine.
weaker one.
Sedin's numbers were fine. Okay, they're both Hall of Famers. Simple. Both Hall of Fame
Because
guys.
their team carried them to
But
a
how
Super
are
Bowl.
they looked at as, wow, they're the greatest ever? No, because they didn't win anything.
They're
He's
known
not
as
going
Hall
to
of
win
Fame-
anything.
They're known as Hall of Famers.
Okay.
He'll win MVPs, and that's about it. That's all he'll win.
Dale Murphy had 2 MVPs.
He ain't winning postseason
Didn't
MVP.
even know what
I'll tell
team
you
he
that.
played for. Probably not.
You said Daniel Murphy?
Dale Murphy.
Dale Murphy. What, he used to play for, was it the Mets?
No,
The
he
Reds?
played for the Braves. Thanks for playing. That's what I'm saying. And Dale Murphy was great for a long stretch of time. But you know what?
Aaron
He didn't win
who?
anything.
Aaron who?
No, people are going to remember Aaron Judge. They absolutely are.
Juge? Who's Aaron Juge?
But here's the thing.
Aaron Juge?
I don't understand why you feel the necessity to do this, because guess what? Juan Soto has more world championships than he has, and he's only 25.
Oh, holy crap!
25.
Grumpy's on the top ropes.
Really quick, just to put X in his place for the besmudging Henrik Sedin's name in playoff caliber hockey.
I besmudged his name too.
Yeah, about as bad as it gets. He had
It's
78
besmirched.
career points in the playoffs.
Trash.
It's not.
Yeah, they were another. He was
Ovechkin
another
is more
guy.
than that.
Captain assist. Henrik Sedin was always assisting.
AK
Dan.
relying on somebody else to do the job.
But when it came down to nut cutting time, they did not produce.
Hence the Boston
When
series.
Vancouver was really good, Ryan Kessler was the one who was clutch scoring. It was not the Sedins.
You know what this is like? This is just like when you get upset because, McDavid hasn't won a Stanley Cup. But it doesn't matter. He can average 3 points a game in the postseason. That's not enough. Hey, it's just how you operate, Grumpy.
No, you make it sound like that. Here's the thing. I think to be recognized as, if you want to say the greatest player ever, you have to win something. You have to win a championship. I'm sorry.
McDavid is the greatest player ever. End of story. End of discussion.
God.
The greatest player ever?
Yes.
Stop.
Yes.
What
Really,
if he
his numbers-
snaps his leg tomorrow and can't walk?
His numbers aren't even close to the greatest players of all time. Not even close.
Wayne Gretzky, greatest of all time.
It's McDavid, but it's okay.
It's not.
It
It
is.
never will be.
How many
That's-
cups did Gretzky have?
No idea.
The only cup McDavid eats out of or looks at is his freaking his water cup at the house.
I think he had 4. I think Gretzky had 4 cups.
Yeah, McDavid's gonna make it. McDavid's the greatest hockey player that's ever played.
You're
Stop.
so dumb.
Most talented. Most
Stop.
talented.
Stop.
Simple.
Stop.
Good.
Wrong.
Keep reading. Right.
Lulu says, Son X, was any foul language used during your bachelor party? I'm certain it was. And I'll bet you it was from TJ. Who should be blamed for tonight's show being tardy? TJ once again. It's the other way. X pointed the other way.
I'm the one who's doing it. So maybe
No, you're
maybe
not.
one
You're
day
pointing the other way.
Oh,
if you look at the screen, you'll see which way you're pointing.
It's
if you were
inverted.
allegedly looking at the screen like you said.
Okay, I swear on everything that's holy, it's inverted my screen because this is pointing towards him.
No kidding. If you're actually looking at the screen, you're not pointing towards him. If you're looking at the actual screen, watch.
this way.
There you go. Yes. That's right.
Keep moving. Let's keep moving here. God almighty.
It's inverted.
Alexander says, bro, that dude is so selfish, talking about the Cincinnati player.
Yeah, simple as that. Joe Wall has been lights out.
He's been really good. As a matter of fact, he's been good since Stolarz got hurt. He's played really well this in the playoffs. Gungun says, can we believe what happened to Derek Carr? Did his career go far?
Yes, Derek Carr officially retired. I'll tell you one thing, very odd.
Why?
Just to be coming out now. I mean, it kind of leaves the team a little bit between a rock and a hard place because maybe they would have approached the draft a little differently if Derek Carr was not going to come back.
They drafted a quarterback.
Yeah.
In the
Drafted the sloth kid or slow kid who just is like 27 years old or 28 years old. However,
he's not that old. I think he's 25 or 26.
He's like Brandon Whedon old.
He's like Bo Nix old.
It's not him that I'm concerned about. It's the other guys. I mean, look at that. Spencer Rattler and who's the other guy on the depth chart? Who's probably the favorite?
I don't know. The Saints are just in a shitty situation.
It's a okay. Shador Sanders was not the answer. They wanted Jackson Dart too, but they didn't want
Jake Haener.
Yes.
Or are you talking about Tyson Hill?
No, not Taysom Hill. No, he's a gadget guy.
Yeah, he's not a starting quarterback.
You have to figure it's probably it's not going to be the rookie. It's going to be Rattler to start the year. I have to.
They're going to try to
Aaron Rodgers.
Maybe they're going for the worst record in the NFL this season. Is what they're really looking to shoot for.
Well, it's a better quarterback.
I mean, they could possibly suck for Manning. Is that what you're thinking?
You got Manning coming out next year. You got Drew Aller coming out next year. Much better quarterbacks than this year. Much better.
Yes, freedom from adventure.
Wait, so the Bengals player thinks he can hold out for more money. Contracts are slated now based on the pick you were drafted. You can't get more money. Miami has 7 of 8 signed, but all 8 are participating. Exactly. It's just a bad look. It looks bad for the kid. It's just typical Cincinnati. They're a loser. They're a loser franchise. Losing franchises have bad things happen. They're just losers. Sorry.
2.5 sacks in 3 years. Loser.
Yeah.
Bend it like rice.
Lamine Yamal prevented Kylian Mbappe from winning another trophy again today. Well, that's not true. Europe shook their boots for no reason after all. Vamos, Barca. Barcelona is this year way better than Real Madrid.
I wouldn't say that they're way better. I would say that they're tactically better than Real.
Yeah, the coach didn't. It was a bad season for Ancelotti, a bad season for the front office. It was not a good year for Real Madrid, and we knew that. X and I knew that going into the season.
Yep.
They played it cheap, and it cost them.
No backups, none at all. No reserves.
A lot of injuries. But that's not why they lost. They weren't good enough. Just not good enough. Sorry. X.
Yep. Next comment. Oops, sorry, scrolled the wrong way.
Freedom from Adventure goes, you guys are going to bust X for making up the Burrow stuff when you two morons wasted over an hour last night talking about some idiot thing Phil's made up. You two can't throw stones. I said it was not true. TJ and his buddy Jack thought it was true. I said, do not believe it. I knew that was a gag. I knew it was.
It could absolutely be made up.
What?
We couldn't hear you, TJ.
There could be some truth behind it. That's all I'm saying.
There is no truth behind it. Just like I said last night, absolutely none. I try to bring some intelligence to the show, and I got TJ and X. It's tough.
Sure.
I'm the best.
Gugu says the only thing regarding the Bengals rookie who didn't practice until he signed, say he got badly injured in practice and it ended his career. Why would he cry in his beer? Because he's not doing anything. And you're protected for that. You're protected for that. So, I mean, he hasn't signed a contract. Well, if he goes out and gets hurt tomorrow, he ain't making a nickel. That just sorry, not happening. He has no leverage in these negotiations. None. Absolutely none. Alexander said, I think all the draft picks are signed for the Dolphins. Does it matter? I don't think so. Freedom Fund Adventure goes, Son X, the guy has no leverage at all to not sign his contract. He would have and should have signed it. Go back to Mexico, X.
That's right. Get back to not paying attention. Goon Goon.
No.
Goon says, by the end of the night, will the Leafs-Panther series be tied? Yes. Do Oreos taste better when fried? I've never had fried Oreos.
I've never had a fried Oreo either. They look really good.
I bet you TJ has.
Okay, stop bullshit me. You guys have had
Well, yeah, I can
never
promise
had
you,
fried
I've
Oreo.
gone to a fair before, but I've never had a fried Oreo. I've had an elephant ear, aka a funnel cake, but I've never had a fried Oreo.
Why are you calling a fucking funnel cake an elephant ear?
That's what they're called. It's elephant ears. Have you ever been to a fair?
I never heard of elephant ears.
They're called elephant ears. Look it up.
I've never had funnel cakes. I've
called
never
funnel-
heard of
You've never had a funnel cake?
Yeah.
Bullshit.
He's had one in Disney World. Please stop.
I've never had a funnel cake.
You've absolutely had a funnel cake.
No, the warden likes funnel cakes.
You've had funnel cake before,
I have
Grumpy.
never, ever had a funnel cake.
Bullshit.
Never.
Call him
I have
bullshit.
never had a
Bullshit
funnel
alert. Bullshit alert.
cake. Never.
We gotta stage one bullshit.
I have never had a funnel cake.
Horseshit. You
I've
absolutely
had Zeppelis when I
You've
was
had
younger.
a funnel cake before,
I've
dude.
never had a funnel
We've
cake.
literally had one at Disney.
I have never
You
had
said,
a funnel
"Oh,
cake.
that looks pretty good. Let me have a piece of that."
No, I never ate it.
That
Never
does-
ate it.
Oh, yeah, you never ate it. What
Never
did
ate
you purge
it.
it after you put it in your mouth? Come on.
And here's the thing. I've also never had fried Oreos. Never.
I've never had a
Oreos
fried
are
Oreo.
decent. They're okay.
Now, here's the thing. I did see something about Oreo, like the cookie part, where somebody was taking a blowtorch and lighting on fire for like 5, 10, 15, 25, 30
Boomers.
a minute, and the things don't burn.
Yes.
Imagine
I've
what
seen
it's doing
one.
to your interior. Probably not something good.
It's like the same thing when you drink soda. Grumpy, you know, awful.
I don't drink soda either.
You know,
used to.
Coke can. Coke
I
can
used to,
remove
but
the rust off
I
of
haven't
the
had
car,
soda.
like-
I haven't had soda in over 10 years.
You used to live off of an only soda.
I did. I used to drink Coke all the time. I haven't for 10 years.
Yeah, it's like beating the pickup truck up.
There are some times I wish I had a little orange crushed soda. That'd be nice. Or root beer. But no, I just drink water, a little purple. I just drink a little purple drink. That's all I drink.
Yeah, that's doing wonders for your insides as well. Hey,
That's
why don't you put some on your hands real quick and see what color they turn?
You know what, Grumpy? Grumpy's just too busy looking and watching his prediction of how 3 days ago Toronto's my dark horse to win the
Oh,
Stanley Cup. And now
Guess who's taking a free kick right now, Grumpy?
I have no idea.
James Rodriguez. I didn't even realize he's playing in the Mexican League.
Yeah, well, I like him.
That's right, and so does Ramos. That's true.
Freedom Fun Adventure says Sunex isn't even looking at you while asking dumb questions.
I know
That's
it's
right.
frustrating when you get no attention and you sit here and you dedicate time, and these guys are sticking around doing something else.
Dedicate time. We started super late tonight.
Goon Goon.
Grumpy, which British invasion proved more substantial, the one that occurred in 1775 or the one that occurred in 1964? Now, I'm going to ask you two circus clowns. What
64 was the Beatles, and 1775 was a Revolutionary War. Okay,
Oh,
Where we got our independence from England.
I'm actually surprised that you came up with that.
I
I would
I
say
didn't know
the
what
one-
64
understand
was.
it.
I didn't know what 64 was, but I knew what 1775 was.
the British invasion with the Beatles. Come on, is that time period of the 60s?
It's true, it was the Beatles. I think the most important one was probably the first one.
Yeah. Or you know what TJ did? He said, let me type it in on Google.
That's probably what he did. That's probably what he did. I agree, X. Freedom Fun Adventure goes.
Name
Grumpy.
5 songs the Beatles played, TJ.
Oh my
Bro,
God.
look at him scanning.
This
He's
should be
scanning.
fun.
He's trying to find
This
out.
would be fun.
Hey Jude. They've
Hey
got
Jude is one.
Eleanor Rigby. How many do I need?
5.
5.
Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. All You Need Is Love.
The fact that you can't name a 5th is sad.
Yellow Submarine. There you go. Shut the fuck up, the both of you, and let's
Oh,
go.
as he was scanning. As he was scanning.
I'm
He
not
was
scanning.
scanning.
He was like this.
He was scanning.
I'm not scanning.
I saw his head going.
Yeah, absolutely
No,
started scanning.
I agree with you, X.
You know what it is? It's sad and pathetic when two people just cannot accept the fact that they're getting felted left and right tonight. That's all it is.
What are you talking about? You're
He's
ridiculous.
delusional.
You're
He's
getting felted.
delusional.
Freedom Fun Adventure says, Grumpy, Dylan Gabriel is TJ's height. There is no way he's TJ's height.
He's 5'11". I had to look that one up. That's what I was doing earlier. Like,
That's
what
why
are
I
you
thought he was
doing? Mine.
5'11".
I was
He's
looking up.
Beatles.
If you tab to the left one, it says what happened in 1964.
And top 5 Beatles songs of all time.
Yeah.
JP says, well, judging by the last 2 guests on the Islanders Never Say Die podcast, the Islanders blogosphere and fan base isn't exactly populated with NHL scouts. Maybe that's a direct reflection on the franchise itself, unless John Collins changes things soon. They have been running on a shoestring budget front office. Absolutely have been. Gungu says, has anyone yet watched the new movie Known Us on Netflix? Will tonight's episode get a lot of clicks? I hope it gets a lot of clicks. I watched Known Us today. It's with Vince Vaughn. It's based on a true story. And his thing, goofballs like X and TJ probably won't like it. Nobody gets murdered. But it's a very nice story based on a true story. And I recommend people watch it. It was absolutely a good watch.
Well, speaking of media, I'm not sure. Have you ever watched the original, the Batman movie when Danny DeVito was the Penguin and Arnold Schwarzenegger
that was not the first. That was not the
original, but one of the older ones when Arnold
Batman
Schwarzenegger
Returns.
Are you going to discuss Bill Belichick and his girlfriend?
No. They did happen to see the Penguin was working at TSA. I want you to take a look.
Hi, Sam. Yeah, the deadline is here. You must have your real ID or a passport in order to fly domestically. But as you mentioned, you aren't going to be prohibited from flying if your ID is not yet compliant. But to talk a lot more about this, we have Jason Pantages. He is the TSA Federal Security Director here at LAX. And first of all, thanks so much for being
I know this always something.
Oh my God. Can I tell you how she voted in the election?
Okay,
I don't know if it's a man or a woman. Whatever that thing is, I'm going to tell you, I know exactly who she voted for.
You know what? That is so funny because the picture literally looks spot on.
I know. I did like how we're going to have a Stump the Grump. That's so I was like, this is my media, my little media that I'm bringing to the table today. We did happen to see the Penguin out and about, Grumpy. She's ready for a Batman reboot.
I thought you were going to pull up. I thought you were going to pull up the video of Danny DeVito right there, and where he's like jostling up and down. It says POV of Belichick's wife or Belichick's girlfriend and Belichick in bed.
Are we talking about Belichick today?
What about Belichick?
It's elder abuse for certain.
What's elder abuse?
Jordan Hudson, his girlfriend.
Yeah, Jordan Hudson. Okay,
Jordan. It's Jordon. Jordan Hudson.
Jordan.
She came in third this weekend for Miss Maine. She's not even the prettiest girl in Maine. But supposedly Belichick's family is questioning his legacy and if he's in danger because she's in charge of everything. Something came out Friday where she's been banned from the University of North Carolina. A reputable reporter came out and said that. Then the team came out and said, oh, well, no, that's not true. We like her. She's part of the North Carolina scene. And, she is, and Bill Belichick is doing his private things. She's like in charge of him. She's his manager. But they didn't mention anything about him playing and being in practice like she used to be on the practice field. I think she's been kicked off the practice field. She's a problem for him. He's never getting back into the NFL. Never.
No.
Never, ever. Did you see the picture with him as a fisherman and her in a mermaid outfit and him reeling her in?
Are you talking about some sort of AI image, Grumpy?
No, that's not AI.
Image from Al. Is that what you're talking about, Grumpy?
No. These are pictures from their Instagram.
And they started moving the pictures.
No, they were not moving. The one where he's got him up on his feet. And she's I'm king of the world, the queen of the world. She owns.
Now, let me ask, Grumpy, are you jealous of her because you wish that you were in that position with Belichick?
No, I'm jealous of her that she has $4 million worth of property in the New England area at the age of 24.
Yeah. Well.
And I guess his children are wondering, hey, where's my inheritance going to be?
Okay, so this source, because I do need to bring this up. The source who came out with this report was Paulo Torre finds out. It's like some no-name nothing who's got
He's
like
not a
100
no-name nothing. He's absolutely not a no-name nothing.
He's a no-name nothing. Who's Paulo?
And I just want to say, you realize that this is not the first guy that Jordan Hudson has dated. She was previously, when she was 19, she was dating a guy who was like 64 years old. So she absolutely has a type. I don't know if he's
Her
dead.
type is money. Her type is money.
Her type is green. That's her favorite color.
Who's Paulo Torre, Grump?
He's a
no
writer.
nothing nobody.
He's a writer.
He's a no-name.
He writes for Sports Illustrated.
Well, he also does, I think, some cameos.
He writes for Sports Illustrated. You want to know what he does? He writes for Sports Illustrated.
He writes it's the swimsuit edition. He writes
also, it's been released that when he went for his interview, remember when he went to the interview with the Falcons and, we couldn't figure out why he didn't get that Falcon job with Count Chocula? That's because he took her on the interview.
Oh.
I mean, come on now. You're just asking for trouble. And did you see the 60 Minutes interview where she's in the background saying what they can and cannot talk about?
He can't discuss where they met.
Yeah, because it's probably going to be identified. She was probably 17 when they got on that airplane.
Let the man live.
She lied about her age. She lied about her age.
With Kraft, that's where they met.
How many women lie and say they're older? Children.
Let the man live his life. Let him do what he wants. Let him date as many 20-year-old girls as he wants. When you're the GOAT of coaching, you know what? If he wants to do that.
Really the GOAT of coaching now?
I mean, he had Brady.
Who's a better
Brady? Had a losing record without Tom Brady.
You don't
losing record without Tom Brady. Losing record.
Listen, I think Brady's more important than Belichick. I'm not saying that.
Mike Tomlin's
you think Bill Belichick was not a better head coach or the best head coach in the history of the sport? Who's better?
You seem to think that regular season matters more than postseason. So I would say Mike Tomlin's better, right?
I know, Grumpy. Nothing just registered for the last 20 seconds after looking what his eyes were doing. He's just not even paying attention. He was doing this, X. He's staring at the TV screen. He's under their owl image.
Again, facts are losing record without Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. We got some input from Alexander here. Don Shula is better. Only undefeated season coach ever in the history of the sport.
He's not.
No, I don't think so either.
Okay, Bill Belichick was the greatest coach of this.
He also didn't date 24-year-olds.
He was going out with Linda Holliday, who was a little bit. He was younger. She was younger than him too. But this one here, I couldn't believe it when we first saw this. I'm like, there's no way that she's dating him. No way. But she's like integral in his life. Everything gets run through her. How do you have at 24 years old or 23 and a half? How do you amass $4 million worth of real estate in the New England area? You think Bill's just giving her money?
Yes.
No.
How
do you think she got that money?
She hooking? You want to know what her mother does?
What do her parents do, Grumpy? You going to tell us?
I'm going to tell you what her mother does. She runs a sex shop and a sex toy museum. That's what she does in Maine. That's what she does. That's what the mother does.
Number one selling product, her daughter. Number one customer, Bill Belichick.
Oh, good one, X. It's a bad look for Bill Belichick.
It's not good.
That's all I'm saying. I don't care what he does.
She is absolutely. Well, people have thought that she is actually like an escort, essentially.
I don't think she.
And that he's paying her to give off the appearance of being his girlfriend.
But here's the thing: she's in way over her head.
Am I the only person who has a logical take on this?
Probably. Okay, let's hear your logical take. This should be fun. Let's hear it.
Who gives a shit what a 24, 25-year-old girl and a 73-year-old man want to do? Not my cup of tea. It's kind of yuck and icky, but who gives a shit? They're both consenting adults.
Do you think it tarnishes his image? And do you think it'll cost him getting okay? As an NFL team,
he's doing dating some girl should cost him what, Grumpy? What do you think? What could it maybe cost him?
I think if you are an NFL team, you're not even looking at him for a head coaching job.
He'll never coach in the NFL again.
That's right. And
he's 73 years old.
They look at his judgment and say,
he's 73 years old.
He's too busy throwing millions of dollars at this girl. Is he looking at game film or is he looking up her dress? That's what people are thinking.
How many 74-year-old NFL head coaches are there? Can you tell me?
I don't know, but there are guys who coach longer than that. Marv Levy coached till he was 75. He got a sniff.
Bill Belichick is 74.
He's 73. He'll be 74.
When does he turn 74? Like tomorrow?
Not tomorrow. Because you know what? Jordan Hudson will probably have a big birthday party for him. And his kids won't be invited. The family is coming out saying, this girl's trouble. They see it. They must see something. When the family's coming out and saying that, no.
She's an escort, I'm telling you. She's
It's
literally
called
an escort.
elder abuse.
You know what they see? Wow, this person is going to cut into my inheritance.
Well,
Simple.
It seems like he's giving all his money away.
Sure.
Anywho.
What happens? What happens if he says he wants to get married to her? Is this Anna Nicole Smith all over again? Do you even know who Anna Nicole Smith is, DJ?
Used to be married or date Hugh Hefner, right?
Wrong. She married a 93-year-old man.
Who died. Yeah, whatever it was. I knew it was some guy who liked a whole bunch of those
And she was like Jordan Hudson age.
Yeah. Anywho. So let's move along. Grumpy just wanted to get some smearing in of Bill Belichick.
Smearing?
Smear the good name of Bill Belichick.
JP says this rumor of Lamoriello coming back is just brutal. It's nonsense. It's TJ nonsense. He wants to push it. It's nonsense.
That's not at all what I said. I said if they wait another 2 or 3 weeks with that head coach, I'll absolutely believe that rumor. Simple.
Goon says, is now the time for Stump TJ. Who is this person and what made them favorites? Jiggs McDonald.
He used to work for the Islanders, and he used to be like on the telecast like that, and he used to be a writer. Jiggs McDonald, right?
He was not a writer.
Okay.
Stan Fischler.
He also does some writing, Jiggs McDonald, I thought.
No.
He
was the play-by-play announcer during the glory years with Eddie Westfall.
The old Brendan Burke.
Yes.
Let's move along here, X.
JP says, what was Jiggs' real first name? Old. I
couldn't tell you.
Old Jiggs McDonald. Alexander says he's not making decisions like what is the big deal? So what if he's still with the organization? He's not making decisions.
Talk about Lou.
Yeah. He's not with the he's gone. He was fired. He's gone.
He's coming back.
JP says at least they were in agreement that Dobson is their best defenseman. Goon, I have to give him that. True. JP, here's hoping that the Islanders hire Darsh or a tandem of Bergevin and Darsh soon. It has to be a tandem. If you're hiring Darsh, first-time general manager, you're going to have somebody over the top who has experience in the hockey ops role.
I want to put this up here because I know X probably didn't have a chance to watch this. You go X and Grumpy. We're going to show a hockey highlight so we can get both of your attentions. X, did you happen to see Leon Draisaitl's goal yesterday?
I heard about it, did not watch it. Heard about it.
Let's feature. Let's break this down.
Clutch is hell.
Yeah, he's super clutch.
Yeah, I saw. I heard about it.
Will chip it down the boards. There's nobody to help him. A centering feet. Here's Riley Smith. Wade shoots. Hit the post. Oh, he hit the
What was the real mistake made on that play?
There's a lot of mistakes that were made on that.
The biggest one is Nurse and McDonald not staying up higher and picking off the guy coming in. They just went right to the end line, which allowed him to sneak in and get that play and get that puck. They did not make it. Both of them went way too deep, and they were at the goal line, which enables Riley Smith to come down and pick that puck up. Look how deep they are. If you go back to the beginning,
there it is. This is slow-mo.
I mean, they didn't stay high.
Oh my God!
But they didn't stay high. They should have stayed higher in the zone. They could have picked the puck off or gotten a body on him.
What is Skinner doing?
Yeah, Skinner's like
a million miles out of the net.
Yeah, good.
And then,
good job. Great job, Paul Edmonton. There's your Hall of Famer, not being defensively aware, and Darnell Nurse, who I just think sucks.
Darnell Nurse gets paid $6.5 million a year. Just
like Darnell Nurse gets paid $9.5 million.
I'm sorry, 9.5. That's correct.
Not 6.5, 9.5.
Do they say, "Hey, Draisaitl, you're the best player on our team"?
But here, if you look at it, just hold up your rush. Look at them; they're all going behind the line. All three of them just floating, which enables him just to walk in. It was a mistake by those two guys.
It was McDavid
and Nurse. They both did it.
In that, that's Mr. Hall of Fame right there. That's #1 player ever in the history.
Trust me, it's not McDavid's fault. What is your defender doing? My God. Fuck.
Okay, what's the center? Is the center supposed to be going behind the net, or is he supposed to be staying out high with 5 seconds to go in the game?
Center's not behind the net, Grump.
He was going towards behind the net.
He was going towards behind the net.
He absolutely was.
He needs to stay high. He's
Simple as
got to
this.
stay higher. So
When you
anything
have-
that comes out, he can pick off. There's 5 seconds left to go in the game.
When you have 4 Edmonton players and 2 Vegas Golden Knights players and they end up with a goal, you've got some problems. Skinner I honestly, the goal, it's a comedy of errors. This is like the Bad News Bears.
He
Just
never
like,
wants to blame McDavid
He
because
won't
likes
play McDavid, who was totally out of position on that.
okay, out of the guys to blame, is
McDavid's
McDavid doing
number
the
one.
right thing?
McDavid
No.
is absolutely number one. Look at that failed
one,
attempt at a
McDavid.
block. Quit glazing the shit out of him and roast
Yeah,
his ass.
he screwed up. It's okay because
Everybody in the
players make mistakes
comments,
every
why
game.
don't you
He
rank?
blows.
Why don't you in the comments? Why don't you rank who's more responsible? Is it A, the
McDavid.
goalie?
Oh,
Is
I
it
love
B,
you.
Drysdale?
If McDavid,
Is it C, Darnell Nurse, or is it D, McDavid? Just leave your comments. Drop them in the comment
if
section. below.
McDavid had played how he's supposed to play, which is you stay high in the zone to pick off anything that comes out and look at the guy come. This is like Josh freaking Bailey in Game 7 against Tampa Bay. Same freaking thing. You wind up falling asleep and letting the guy walk in on you. That's what
Darnell
happened.
Nurse, the defender, doing?
And he's not the only one. Nurses, the whole
What
team
is
is
Darnell
the
Nurse,
whole
the
team is
defender,
guilty.
doing? What is Darnell Nurse, the defender, doing? And then what is Skinner doing? And then what is Drysdale doing? There's 0.3 seconds left.
Look at how far McDavid is from the play. Look at that.
If he had stayed that high in the zone when it started, it never would have turned into a goal.
Leave it
But he
in
was
the
too
comment
busy
section.
trying to chase him behind the net with 5 seconds to go.
Who's responsible for this goal against? Is it the goalie?
It's
is
the whole
it
team.
the
It's
defender?
the whole team. It was a
Darnell Nurse?
team
Is it
breakdown.
Drysdale? Who's
It's a
more
team breakdown. It's
who
a
has
team
the most
breakdown.
responsibility?
And the least responsible is Drysdale. He's the least responsible.
The least responsible is McDavid. Simple. Let's keep moving along. Goon.
In addition to the Stump TJ, it's a time to introduce a new game to the show. Grumpy True or False.
I
where
think
his loving-
before you finish reading this, what we should integrate is somebody, if you have an image or you have some video that may seem almost too good to be true, some of them can be. You've got an AL, aka an AI image or an AI video. We can introduce it to Grumpy and ask him if he thinks it's real or not. I think that would be quite interesting. There can't be anything that's ridiculous, like dogs looking like they're dolphins, but I think that would be fun to kind of see if Grumpy could fish out the real ones and the fake ones.
Grumpy, true or false? Okay, as I'm going to continue to try to read the statement for DJ just steamrolled it as usual. Is it time to introduce a new game to the show, Grumpy True or False, where his loving sons show how well they know their caring and patient father?
I know Grumpy pretty well. Here you go.
True or false? As a younger, less grumpy man, the grumpy old man saw the following musical artists in concert at various points: Rush, Bruce Springsteen, and Frank Sinatra. This is interesting.
You've never seen Frank Sinatra. You did see Bruce and you did see Rush.
X.
Yeah, I know you've seen Bruce Springsteen because I was there with you when you saw him. I'm going to say you
Saw
saw
Rush.
Rush, and I don't think you saw Frank Sinatra.
That is correct. I saw Rush. I saw Bruce Springsteen.
You could just say I just copied off of TJ's answers on
I
these.
did
Yeah.
not.
Okay, yeah,
Frank
sure.
Sinatra.
Okay.
I did not.
Wasn't Frank Sinatra big when like grandma was alive?
Okay, he was. Yeah, but he was still selling out
It's-
concerts at the end of his life too.
You understand when we were still alive, Frank Sinatra was singing, right?
Yeah.
And like his last one, that was the big one where it was like his daughter came out and said, like, oh, they recorded it. It wasn't him singing live. That was like the big thing that happened. Remember, grandma made a big deal out of it many eons ago.
He sang in Charlotte Coliseum when you guys were alive.
So you
We
okay?
just
So
didn't
Charlotte
vote.
Coliseum. When was the last time Charlotte Coliseum existed?
Okay. You realize the
question.
question was, have I seen any of these 3 acts or how many?
I got the 2 right that you saw.
Okay. I was old enough to see Frank Sinatra sing, but for certain.
Why
Okay.
did you go see him?
Sinatra died in 1998.
Why did
Hi,
you go
y'all,
see him?
says Frank. What's up, Frank?
Goon says, as Phil's Fax took a slap shot at the testicles, would he even feel any pain? No. Does his song remain the same? Yes.
Yes, unfortunately.
Control.
Tony Cheese.
Tony Cheese says, oh, great. TJ's broadcasting from his bathroom again.
That's right.
Freedom Runner Venture goes, I'm telling you, goalies are more athletic than ever and have better training. Tracking the puck and making saves is hard. Everything is fast when your peripheral vision is overloaded with guys and dirty work.
Agree to disagree.
Gungun says, TJ, to answer your question the other night, I do enjoy when Islanders Never Say Die as guests on Phil's Facts, Tommy B, Gil Martin, Greg Prado, when he doesn't endlessly plug his books, etc. That's all he does is plug his books.
Okay,
Great.
here it is. There's one listener who's saying they like guests. Grumpy thinks I make shit up when I get multiple comments and tweets from people saying we like when guests are on the show, and Grumpy accuses me of making shit up.
Dude, you drive people insane.
Alexander says, "What a goal by Sam Bennett." I think what you're seeing is Florida's kind of wearing Toronto down.
So you flip flopping again? Is Toronto not going to win?
All I'm going to say is I think I was right on all my predictions.
You're seeing them punish the Toronto defenseman endlessly. Now, Toronto did take a cheap shot at Barkov once the game was over. Domi did. So you can take the Domi out of the animal, but you can't take the animal out of the Domi. So some of his father's genes kicked in there. I would not. I always wonder why guys don't come in and cross check a guy right in the mouth when he does something like that. Knock all of his teeth.
I would just spear Matthews
because that would stop it. Break his jaw, knock all of his teeth out of his mouth. You're not going to see him be kind of dirty like that. Retribution.
You get a 50-game suspension. That's all.
Oh, well, it probably wouldn't get. You send somebody else out there who's never been suspended. Okay, we'll give you a game. No problem. JP says, I will add that the way the offensive talent is trained now is different. I'm amazed that kids are trained to hit specific squares of twine in the net instead of corner targets. It's mind-bending.
Game has changed. Yeah, the preparation's changed a lot too. Yeah.
Alexander says, no, TJ, we will win game 4. Watch. We will beat Boston.
Good luck. Boston's winning that series.
I just think that Boston just way more talented than the Knicks. Just way more talented. I'm rooting for the Knicks. I just don't see him beating Boston. And if Boston wins game 4 series, it's probably going to be 6. They blew out the Knicks 4 games during the regular season. Blew them out. Matter of fact, I think that Boston's record against the top 4 teams in each conference was 3-17, something like that. They're not very, or whatever it was. I don't know. They weren't, maybe 3-7. They're not very good against good teams. They're not a great team. Alexander adds, TJ, he has an OPS of 1,300 a month and may stop blasting Soto.
Soto blows.
Soto does not blow.
Okay, the month of May is 11 days in. So you're talking about what, 9, 10 games? Anyway.
Alexander also says, I'm so sick of people blasting Soto. It doesn't matter. They are winning. I like Juan Soto. I think at the end of the day, his numbers will be better than Aaron Judge's because he's just going to play longer.
Aaron Judge will be a first ballot Hall of Famer. Juan Soto won't. Next.
Okay. Joseph C. says, I've been lurking a lot over the last few months. I came out of the retirement to tell TJ's nuts. On no planet does Soto blow. He's a big reason why Alonso and Lindor are raking too. Absolutely. Absolutely. Because they have to pitch around Juan Soto.
Oh, my God. Please stop.
How many walks does he have this year?
Galaxy brain and that stupid shit. You got to be kidding me. Okay. Fuck. Lindor's numbers were up just last year in general. No.
Tony Chi says, laugh my butt off. TJ didn't even finish his sentence. And X was like, you're so dumb. Freaking brutal.
Typical X.
Nick Azzato says, oh, there's our little dog friend. Manning sucks, and he's not going to the NFL after 1 full season in Texas. He's staying in college. We'll see. The lure of the money is pretty big.
Yeah.
He might. But, it's his 3rd year. So,
yeah, I'm just saying if he's worth anything and is playing well and has a projection to be top 3 draft pick, he's going
number 1. No, they're looking at him as number 1.
Yeah, but I'm just saying if let's say something happens and he's not the number 1 projected quarterback, let's say the Aller kid is, I still think he would come out of the draft.
Drew Aller blows, and I'll say this: the Manning name helps the kid.
It absolutely does. You're not wrong there. He
does help that he's got the pedigree.
Yeah. He's only played against trash teams and kicked the crap out of them, but yeah, I think it's the name.
Senex, did you book Frank for your wedding?
I did not.
Typical X.
Nick Gonzalez says couldn't even beat out Quinn Ewers, even with the fans back him. Ewers was always going to be the starter this year. TJ said Ewers was going to be the number one pick in this year's draft. Did he even get? I think he did get drafted like in the 6th or 7th.
He did get drafted.
I was wrong. I took too much into the viewpoint of him dominating Alabama, and when I watched him this year, he took a big step back. He should have gone back to school. He should have gone back for his senior year someplace else. Go transfer, even if you lost a job. He should have gone back. Go to a shitty ACC school.
He could have gone back to Ohio State.
The problem with Quinn Ewers, and to a certain extent Arch Manning, they throw the ball practically underhand. They throw the ball like here. It's like, dude, come over the top. You're never going to – all you're going to throw is fly balls when you throw from underhand. It's all you're going to do.
He was also plagued with injuries. He gets injured a lot.
Yeah.
Yes, Quinn
Hurt
Ewers.
a lot.
Freedom Front Adventure goes, Grumpy just pulled on a great thread. You can have all the skill like the Sedins, but if you want to win, you better have a lot of war dogs like Kessler. That is a big reason why the Islanders have been so crappy. They need Matthew Tkachuk is today's Ryan Kessler.
Yep.
I think he's better than Kessler, but I loved Kessler when he played. I wanted him. I remember when the Islanders were in the darker times, I wanted him or Patrick Sharp desperately on the Islanders. I think they would have made a big difference in those teams. JP said, just an aside, I remember watching the Powder Blue Braves and Georgia Championship Wrestling on Channel A at my grandmother's house. She had Cablevision way before my parents did. Saturday evening, 6 o'clock, Georgia Championship Wrestling. Tony Cheese says, did TJ just reboot?
Yeah, he went. Sound like a robot. A little bit.
Frank from Empire State goes, I'm back. LOL, Freedom. How are you, buddy? Nope, not doing his wedding. How lame do you think his bachelor party was? LOL.
It was awesome.
It was good. We had a good time.
Okay. Alexander goes, oh my God, fried Oreos are so good. So is fried ice cream. I've never had fried ice cream either.
It sounds good.
It's pretty good.
Doesn't it just melt it?
No.
JP says, do you like Zeppelin's, Grumpy? Back in the day, we did. I mean, those things were greasy as hell. We used to go to the Bayshore Farmers Market on Saturdays, and they used to come in a bag. They'd be cooking them up, the little dough balls, and they put them in like the little sandwich bags and just powdered sugar on top. And those bags were just caked with grease. We loved them. They were phenomenal. I couldn't tell you what they taste like now. It's been so long ago, but I remember. Matter of fact, we even talked about it this weekend. So interesting.
When they go to the Greek Orthodox Festival, Grumpy, you should go in town and go pick yourself up.
They do have them. They do sell them there.
Okay.
I know they do.
There you go. The Yasu Festival. JP says flamed Oreos. Flambéed Oreos.
Yes. Tony Cheese.
Sounds like these kids are ungrateful. You brought them to Disney. It was Disney World. We took them, not Disneyland. Multiple times. Disney World was like our go-to every single year. I took them sometimes twice a year. Took them to Disney World. And ingrates is what they are. Alexander says, Domi just absolutely destroyed a Panthers player. That was Barkov from behind.
It is.
So how do you stop that?
When Matthews goes out there for the next shift,
right.
run the shit out of him.
Marner,
Exactly
Nylander.
Yep.
You do the same thing.
Absolutely run the hell out of
That's
him.
what you do.
Take a penalty, paralyze him.
That's okay.
Freedom Front Adventure.
Well, right at the end of the game, take them out. Freedom Front Adventure says, TJ, you're into some bizarre stuff like Phil's and we and the little fat but deep down, you love
really quickly hit pause. The fat guy is the Rizzler, Grumpy. So
the Grizzler.
Put some respect.
The Grizzler. He calls him the Grizzler.
But deep down, good love, help Mason Graham by making a video of you running the drills and working out. Help him.
Yeah. Okay. I'm old and I'm fat and I'm lazy. I'm not doing that, but I'm also not getting paid millions of dollars to do that, drafted 5th overall. I could tell you I've seen a lot of guys do that drill. He looks fat, lazy, and out of shape. That's simple. I've seen fatter guys move
TJ's
better.
comparing him to wide receivers and running backs.
No, wideouts don't run that drill very often. It's D linemen. D linemen and D ends do that drill all the time. Alexander.
That was Batman Returns, TJ, with Michelle Pfeiffer as, well, she played Catwoman. Oh, there you go, Catwoman. Gungun says, did we learn tonight that TJ's a Beatles fan? No, he's not. Grumpy, when was the last time you played Kick the Can? We used to, we didn't play Kick the Can. We did play soccer in the streets with rocks.
Oh, there you go.
I remember one time I got a beautiful kickoff. we wait for the bus. And you get a beautiful kickoff, and they hit a kid right in the head, right in the middle of the head. It was like a chunky rock, too. Hit him right in the head. He was bleeding all over the place. He missed school for the day. But, I remember it was a great kick, honestly. He was a little bit leery playing goal after that. I'm going to tell you that much.
Where's parents?
Why is that? You get hit in the head with a rock, you're going to be a little bit gun shy, maybe.
Where's
Get
parents?
ready. Here it comes again.
Where's parents?
I knew the parents. No, they weren't pissed. I mean, that's just the way it was back in the day. Battle wounds.
I want to put this up. Here you go.
Tony G says, I bet this video has ruined that lady's career.
It absolutely has. Now, Grumpy, one of your teams, I think X has mentioned this. You're supporting the Carolina Hurricanes. Is that right this year in the playoffs, Grump?
I'd like to see them win. Sure, why not?
I'm supporting the Hurricanes.
Yeah.
Grumpy, I've got a news flash. Somebody else.
Wow! They're definitely winning now, baby.
This guy doesn't even know how to wear a jersey.
Grumpy, who is that for those unaffiliated?
Looks like a moron.
We hooping, baby.
Looks like X when he was younger. Had a full head of hair and was thinner.
Look at it's we hooping, Grumpy. Jacob Slavin.
He does not have a full head of hair. He just has it pulled down so it's hiding the bald spots.
How old is this kid now?
20,
He's got to be in
30.
I don't know if he's 30. He's got to be like 26, 27 though, right?
Mid to late 20s.
It's embarrassing. Still lives in the mom's attic. Embarrassing.
It's basement now.
No, he doesn't.
At least they finished it.
Oh my God, that TSA penguin, says Freedom Fun Adventure. Alexander says, did you guys see that Sabu died? Yes, a 60 years old Sabu from ECW passed away. You've never seen Sabu. He was a tremendous hardcore wrestler. Had those barbed wire matches.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. Exploding table matches. Diving into the crowd. He was a nephew of the original Sheik from the Detroit area. Frank from Empire State says, hit the thumbs up. Way up.
You know, the one thing I cannot wait about football season coming back around is though, Grumpy. I cannot wait to see more We Hoopin' highlights. That's what I'm really excited about with football season around the corner. More We Hoopin' highlights. Just it puts a smile on my face watching you enjoy We Hoopin' and X enjoy We Hooping and everybody on the live stream enjoying We Hoopin'.
Alexander said Don Shula won a Super Bowl with a backup quarterback. I'm trying to think of who he's talking. Oh, no. They won. Greasy was the quarterback for 2 years. It wasn't. Greasy played in both Super Bowls. Earl Morrall came in the undefeated. Was it the undefeated season, I believe, that Greasy 1 year Morrall came in. Greasy broke his leg, but Greasy came back and played in the Super Bowl, which is a slap in the face to Earl Morrall, but still.
Well, I did want to talk about this. I'm not sure if you happen to see that Bud Black, the old Rockies manager, was fired. Now, last year's Chicago White Sox was historically the worst baseball team ever in MLB history, I believe is what it was. Is that correct with my thought process?
Yes.
And because I know they've been bad for quite some time, but they're awful. Look at how
they really closed with a burst.
That's why I couldn't remember if it wound up being because like early on it was like guaranteed they're going to be the worst. I knew at the end they did a little better, but wasn't sure how they actually.
They closed it out losing a shitload of games to.
Oh, maybe that's what it was. Okay, I remembered something happened, and I was like, I couldn't remember if it was definitely solidified that they were the worst team in the history of the MLB. But I wanted to look at this. The Colorado Rockies are off to a 6-33 start. They are minus 134 runs.
Brutal.
Their team ERA is a 5.89. Oh my God.
Brutal.
6-33 is bad.
Brutal. I'm surprised he lasted. I mean, they've been bad for a number of years, and Bud Black's been there, I want to say 7 years as manager. They've been there a long time. They don't care. They don't care.
Quite obviously.
Chris Bryant plays for that team. He's still collecting money. I mean, and I don't think I don't even know if he even plays anymore. He's hurt again. He's always hurt.
Hey man, he could just enjoy the scenery is all it is. I wanted to put this up. Mikko Rantanen, looking at his last 6 games, he scored 9 goals and has had 8 assists. He's got 17 points, 2 game-winning goals, and 2 hat tricks in his last 6 games. Can we just take a second to talk about that? Holy crap!
He's on a heater, without a doubt.
unreal. And a guy who at times looks like he's invisible, at other times he balls out. I mean, like just 17 points in 6 games is just crazy good.
When he's hot, he's tough to stop.
Yep. He's a Hall of Fame caliber guy.
Yeah.
That's simple. And again, like you look at it, it's like the Hurricanes are going to bring him in. They wound up moving him because they couldn't get him signed long term. But again, like I think that's a deal that probably works out for all parties. You know, the Hurricanes got multiple first round picks in Stankoven, and Dallas got, themselves a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Yep. Well, we'll see if he's the first ballot Hall of Famer or not.
He is. He will be.
Okay. Freedom Front Adventure says, Grumpy, can you really throw stones at Belichick for having a much younger girlfriend when you, in fact, have a much younger warden who apparently also controls the cash? You know what? That's okay. That's fair. But I will say that the warden is not 50 years younger than I am. That's all I'm going to say.
All I'm going to say is comment of the night right there.
The warden's been around for a long time. That's all I'm going to say. A long time.
I wanted to bring this up. This is one for X. I'm not sure.
Matter of fact, for those who are it's the warden's birthday next week.
That's right.
Next Sunday, warden's birthday.
Okay, X. You remember you used to play travel ball when you were young.
Mm-hmm.
I just
not this young.
Look at look at the way the kids are dressed up. 1 million like beads around his neck.
Oh my God.
They have, what are those, like little slide guards on their hands and stuff like that. They've got batting gloves. They've got 2 pair of sunglasses, little like sweatbands. Like what has the game become now for these young kids? An elbow guard, like a mid shoulder. Like what is this shit?
Charmin Soft.
Charmin Soft. I don't get the necklaces. When
the sliding guards, I didn't use that crap.
You did wear sliders underneath your pants, though.
Okay, that's different. This kid's wearing it on his hands. He's wearing a mitt on his hands.
He's got mitts on his hands. That's what in the back.
He's got a towel on his back.
It looks like he's got
2 pairs of sunglasses, an elbow guard.
Is that a phone in his back pocket?
No, that's a
sliding guard for his hands.
Their hands. So if the ball hits their hands and they're sliding back in,
it's that way they don't jam fingers.
Oh, okay. That kid's not jamming fingers. How many bases at that age? I don't even think you're allowed to steal bases till you're like 10.
I do like the 2 sunglasses. He's got a
billion necklaces.
He's got his batting gloves. What are those gloves you think? And I'm not trying to throw too much hate towards this kid, but I think it's just emblematic of how travel sports and how youth athletics are these days, where it's just like, how many things do you actually need?
What's the one thing he doesn't have, X?
A cup?
Ability.
No, we don't know if he has ability. The bat bag. He doesn't have a bat bag.
Here's my thing. What's the other thing that he's doing? He's wearing his freaking cleats on the cement.
That's a mistake. I bet you he doesn't have spikes. He probably just had the rubber cleats.
Yeah, it gotta be.
And here's the thing: at that age, you're growing out of them after a year anyway.
And they're literally playing on an AstroTurf field.
Yeah.
So that should tell you all you need to know. Next.
I saw all.
Oh, like you're pushing X's buttons now.
Next.
We need more stuff like that because that's the type of stuff X is into.
That's what I'm bringing to the table. X complains about me not getting things up and running early enough because I'm finding shit like that for you. Keep going.
Kid probably runs like a 18-second 40 with all those chains on. Probably weighs down.
Everybody's picking on the kids today.
He thinks he's 9 years old.
Hey, fuck them kids.
Oh man, that's strong. That's a little strong. No. JP says the NFL has had a lot of great head coaches, but for me, as long as he's had solid lines on both sides of the ball. Joe Gibbs was the best. Joe Gibbs won Super Bowls with Doug Williams, Mark Rippon, and Joe Theismann, which is really I think he's the only guy who's done that. I mean, how many guys have won with more than one starting quarterback? I think that's a really short list. Can you think of somebody else? I mean, I don't know if anyone. I don't think anyone else has won with Parcells. No, Parcells won with Sims and Hostetler.
2.
Okay, but they were okay. Sims and Hostetler.
That's all I'm saying.
Hostetler only played because Sims got hurt that year.
He still won with 2 quarterbacks.
Where Theismann was a totally different. Theismann, Rippon, and Williams were all 3 different starting quarterbacks.
Andy Reid's only won with Mahomes, right?
Yes.
He never won with the Eagles?
No. Yes.
No.
Yep. You go, Grump.
Belichick was never the GOAT of coaching. Brady made that guy. Shula's way better coach, and so many others. I think Shula's a really good coach. I don't think he's the greatest of all time.
So much hate thrown towards Belichick's way. And I think, again, Tom Brady is much more important to that equation than Bill Belichick. But Bill Belichick was a hell of a coach. You don't, just like Tom Brady, you don't accidentally bump your way into 6 Super Bowl rings. You don't accidentally coach your way into 5 Super Bowl rings. Like, there has to be total commitment and buy-in from everyone. And he was a hell of a coach, too.
You realize?
Interesting take. Do we think Belichick's girlfriend is using Belichick to get to Brady?
No.
Brady's currently on the market.
Brady pulls way hotter than that.
No, I'm not denying that.
I'm not saying she's a dog. I'm not saying that.
He's like, oh, Bill,
he
I'll
can
rub
pull
on your chest if you give me a conversation with Brady.
Anything. I just want to touch on the Belichick thing one more time. You know that Belichick has a boat, and every year they win a Super Bowl, he changes it like it's 8 rings. So he's counting like the rings he got as an assist as a D coordinator for the Giants as 8 rings. Well, I think it's a little okay. Come on, but Brady has 7. Brady still has more rings than any franchise. Think about that.
I wanted to put this up here because they did a team of the quarter century for the NHL. And I think some players belong, some players are absolutely omitted, and I think it's a damn travesty. And there's some players that do not belong here at all on this list.
I already see one that doesn't belong.
Yeah.
Johnny Gaudreau?
Johnny Gaudreau does not belong.
He's dead.
Austin Matthews as well. Goodbye.
No, I disagree.
Maybe Matthews.
Austin Matthews belongs on the team of the century.
Scroll up a little bit. Scroll up a little bit.
Century.
I want
to start at the bottom or the top, Grumpy?
Start at the top.
Okay,
we'll start at the bottom. There we go. Patrick Waugh, yes. Crosby, yes.
How many? Hold on. Yes. How many games did Patrick Waugh actually play in the 2000s?
I don't know. But he won cups in the 2000s. I know he did.
Why?
Well, okay. Here's the thing. He played 2001, 2000, 2001, 2001, 2002, and 2002, 2003. I'm sorry.
Patrick
Waugh does not belong on this list. Does not belong here.
Okay.
Or maybe it's saying they take all of his accolades that he had, but
they played during
that time period they're considered in.
Look, quarter century from 2000 to 2025.
But what I'm saying is if the player played during that time period, they might take their previous stats from years before that, but hey, they fell into this time period.
They're not. It's who is the best players of the last quarter century.
Well, technically, that player was really good, but not during that quarter century, but he played in that quarter century. You get what we're saying?
I don't know what they're saying. I don't know how they're gauging it. But I would say I'll probably agree with TJ. If you're just talking about guys who played in their years from 2000 to 2025, I would say probably not.
I'm going to say just by it saying quarter century, 2000 to 2025, I'm going to say they started it at 2000 and they ended it at 2025. It's like almost imagine just like a stopwatch. Didn't matter what happened before then. Only matters what happened from 2000 to 2025. Sidney Crosby and Ovechkin, no problems.
Yep.
And again, like how many games did Lindstrom play?
I don't know, but man, he was really good for such a long time. I think he played. Didn't he play well into the 2000s? I don't know.
Okay, he did. He played all the way until 2011, 12. My God, he was 40
absolutely
years
for him.
Yes, no problem with Lindstrom. I can't remember how long it's been. Cale Makar is on this list.
Okay, we're not even at Cale Makar, so I don't know that.
I'm sorry. Okay, Luongo, no problem at all.
Yes.
On this list.
Nathan McKinnon. Oh, that's Cale Makar. I'm sorry.
Cale Makar.
Little early.
Makar on this
little early for that. How
Mark
many years
Andre
did he play in the league?
I can't hear you both speaking at the same
How many years has Makar played? 8?
Hold that up for you. No, it's not even. It's like 5.
Okay, then I'd say no to that. It's just a little too early for that.
He's played, 6. I'm sorry. This was his 6th NHL season.
I can't. I mean, he's great. And when all is said and done, yeah, but I just think it's a little early for him. Marc Andre Fleury, yes.
No problem.
Vasilevsky, yes.
No, that's Vasilevsky is Henrik Lundqvist.
Henrik Lundqvist, yeah.
Well, that's Lundqvist. Yeah, Lundqvist too. Sure, he was great.
Lundqvist was good.
Zdeno Chara, no problem.
Yes.
Stamkos.
Teemu
Selanne, yes, but he's another guy who won a cup in '97. By the time he wrapped up, I don't know when did he retire? Like 2000. I don't know when he retired. Maybe it's 2007. They won a cup. I'm going to say yes for Selanne then.
Yeah, Teemu Selanne's last year was, oh my God, he was playing until 2013, 14. He was playing at 23. He was playing at 43 years old for the Ducks.
Yeah, so I'll say yes for him. Then you
I got
have Nathan McKinnon, yes.
no problem with McKinnon.
Joel Thornton, yes. Even though he never won anything, I'll still say
think so.
yes.
Stamkos, sure.
Yes.
Stamkos, yes.
Patrice Bergeron,
Yes. Aginla,
Usakic.
yes.
Okay, Aginla, really?
Yeah, he put up really, really big numbers. Didn't win anything, but he was really good for a long time.
I look
really.
at Aginla and Joe Thornton the same way, where I'm like,
Yeah,
these
didn't
guys really belong on this list.
Draisaitl, yes.
Okay, well,
Joe Sakic, yes.
Tatsuk, yes. A million
That's
times, yes.
Okay, Datsuk, yes.
Matthews, yes.
Yes.
What the hell is
Johnny Gaudreau? No, that's no.
We
Sorry,
can
no.
give an honorable mention or something, but he does not belong on this list.
Carey Price, man,
yes.
that's close for me. Just because the injury really cut his career short, but okay, he was really good for a number of years. That's fine. Then the last row is McDavid, yes. Brodeur, yes. Patrick Kane, yes. And Malkin, yes.
Where's Jaromir Jagr? Where's Anze Kopitar?
Okay, Jaromir Jagr was pretty. Remember, Jaromir Jagr was playing like
the 80s.
He still played in the 2000s to 2025.
The glaring ones are like, where's Kucherov?
What about Anze Kopitar?
Where's Kuch? No problem with Kopitar, sure. And it's like when you're talking goalies, why is Pekka Rinne not on this list over Patrick Waugh?
I don't know. I don't know. Okay, Patrick Waugh, whatever. Like I said, maybe there's too many goalies on the list. I don't know. But Patrick Waugh probably should have been a no, considering he only played 3 years in this particular.
They do have quite a few goalies. That's where I'm like, where's Pekka Rinne?
I don't think Pekka Rinne deserves to be in that group.
Okay, I will say Kucherov absolutely deserves.
Where was Dominic Hasek? How long did he play into the 2000s? Did he?
Hasek played a lot longer in the 2000s than Patrick Waugh did.
Well, if
Eddie
he did,
Belfour,
he should be over Patrick Waugh.
Eddie Belfour is another one.
No.
Did he win a cup in the 99?
No.
Okay. Dominic Hasek retired in 2007, 2008.
So Dominic Hasek should be there over Patrick Waugh without a doubt.
He played 6 seasons in the 2000s.
Dominic Hasek was a better goalie than Patrick Waugh.
Yes, it's not even close.
Dominic Hasek's probably
the best goalie of all time.
If he's not, you're not going to take. It's not going to be long till you talk his name. He was phenomenal for a long time.
Mm-hmm. Yep. But I'm just like, man, I don't know. Like the list again, like they're always designed like that. But I'm like, where is Kucherov? That's where I'm like, you could remove.
Yeah, Kucherov should absolutely be in
on the list. I'd be fine with it. You could remove Thornton and put Kucherov on the list. I'd be fine with it. I'm like, disrespect.
Or even certainly Johnny Gaudreau or Aginla. Kucherov just better than those guys.
Yeah, Kopitar should be on the list. I'd
be fine with Kopitar on this list.
No, Kopitar should not be on the list.
Won a cup.
Why not?
I don't care.
Why not? Why not Kopitar?
Because then you say Jonathan Taves should be on the list. They're the same. They're basically
Drew Doughty. Okay, where's Drew Doughty?
Yeah, I mean that's a guy you consider also. Yeah.
What about Letang?
Okay, you're trying to limit to what 25 guys. Letang, no, I wouldn't put him on there.
Where is Erik Karlsson?
Okay, I don't know. Here's the thing: we can have some minor quibbles with the list, but I'd say it's pretty good. For the most part.
If you're picking guys who won nothing but had great stats, Aginla and Joe Thornton don't belong on this list. I'm sorry, they don't. And I'd rather put guys like Erik Karlsson on the list for what they did, and like the amount of Norris trophies. Like, what type of individual trophies did Aginla or Joe Thornton ever win?
I don't think they won any.
None. That's my point. They never won anything. They never won a team trophy. They never won an individual trophy.
Neither did Luongo.
Wrong. Luongo also won gold medal for his country.
For Canada, he did.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Anyway, I just wanted to bring it up. I thought it would be fun to discuss. I saw this list and I was like,
did he ever win a Vezina?
I don't remember. Luongo.
No.
Oh, he never did?
Okay. Never did.
Yeah, he did win the Jennings. I'm sorry. Yeah. Actually, no, I'm not sure he did win. Hold on.
They won a Jennings 1 year. They absolutely did. Haynes Snyder absolutely won a Jennings 1 year. Alexander says, holy shit, a sex shop and a sex museum. It's a sex shop, like sex toys museum. I mean, I don't know if the things are used or not. Hey, this was used by somebody, my daughter. I don't know. But it's just kind of interesting. That's all. Freedom Fund Red says, TJ, you are a fool. Shula is the greatest coach by far. That Jordan girl isn't that pretty. Belichick is owned, absolutely dominated by a 24-year-old, and she's probably writing whatever checks she says.
Oh God.
You know he's giving her money.
Oh.
I mean, he can do whatever he wants.
She's an escort. Of course he is. He's paying for her services.
Alexander's Anna Nicole Smith married Hugh Hefner. Laughed my ass off. Freedom Fund says, yeah, TJ, if you're single and in your 70s and you have a chance to bet a 24-year-old, are you going to pass? I'm not. I'm just not going to make certain my wealth. I'm just going to make sure my wealth is protected. Absolutely. Because let's be honest, that's why she's there. I don't think she thinks he's a brilliant conversationalist. That's for certain.
What do they have in common?
Maybe they have something in common. My God.
The sweatshirt he had on in that interview was older than she was, TJ. Come on.
True. It's true.
Alexander.
But here's the question. What the hell is Skinner doing on that play? How horrible by Skinner. He should never start again. Pickard just as bad. They don't have a goaltender. If they had a goaltender and just brought in one defensive defenseman, they wouldn't lose. They need to get stronger on the back end. I don't understand why they don't do it. They're wasting years of McDavid and Draisaitl's in their prime by not getting ancillary pieces. I'm stunned. Freedom Runner says, stump TJ. What song features the line, phony Beatlemania has bitten the dust? No idea. Zero.
Couldn't tell you.
X, do you know? London Calling by The Clash. Thank you.
Oh, give me good. All the above, LOL, says Alexander. Here you go. Freedom Fund Adventure.
Grumpy, I'm going to disagree on Darsh needing a president of hockey ops. He and a couple other GM candidates are bright enough to build out the hockey ops departments with their connections. I want somebody who's done it before because it's a massive rebuild. It's a full organizational rebuild. He's not even been a general manager. He's been an assistant GM, and you want to put him in charge of the minor league system and all the hockey ops? I'd rather not do that. That's all I'll say. Freedom Fund Adventure goes, you can hire a president or make Collins president to run the business side, not hockey. You got to hire a hockey ops guy, not Collins. Freedom Fund Adventure goes, Holland gave Nurse that contract. Yeah, it was a bad contract. Freedom Fund Adventure adds, McDavid and Nurse TJ, listen to your father. McDavid bears more responsible, but all the Oilers eased up thinking Klopp was going to save them. Absolutely. That's why you got to play the full 60 minutes. And he's not the whole team. It was a team failure. It was a team failure in the last 7 seconds of the game. Stephen V says, I like guests on the show also. Phil's facts is very well spoken.
Looky there. We got more people who like having guests on the show.
Alexander adds, we bring the boom. They just released another music video, TJ.
We might have to save that one for next time, just with how late we are in the show. Because there is one more clip. There is one more clip I want to show that is baseball related that maybe X could weigh in on.
Stephen V says, Grumpy, if you sell one of your sons into slavery to the other son, which would you sell? Okay.
Interesting question. Who would you sell to who?
I was going to say,
it'd be one of two options.
I could make more money.
I would be sold to TJ as a court jester, or he'd be sold to me as like somebody who's just going to lug stuff around.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like a big group.
In the old slavery days, I think TJ would be worth more because he's, bigger. He can
more use,
a lot more physical. Yeah, I mean,
I'd be a court jester.
Yeah, I don't think X would have as much appeal on the slavery market. I'll just say that.
My God.
Alexander says, TJ, you think everyone is a first ballot Hall of Famer? Yeah, all the guys he likes are first ballot Hall of Famers.
That's right.
Freedom Fund Adventure adds, I figured out now. TJ isn't showing us we hooping the other crap and booking horrific guests because he thinks we like it. He does it to torture us with like the bugs whose wings he ripped off. This is true.
I like it. Good one.
Alexander says McDavid will be an Islander.
Okay. I wanted to put this one up on screen here. Just to paint the picture. This Florida is up 8-1 over Texas.
Something tells me something went wrong here.
Bottom of the 7th. And again, this kid or the pitching right now for Florida's been pretty good. Long story short, the question is, how long before you throw at the batter? That's the question I want looming in the back of your head. How long before you throw and pluck the batter?
Oh, right now.
I'd say after the first pitch, I
Next
would have blocked
pitch.
him.
No problem, buddy.
8-1. Just like, again, like.
Right in the face. I'm going right at the head.
Is this going to be the Tootsie Roll Center or the Tootsie Pop thing?
Look at this. Like, I don't get him like celebrating after every single pitch like that. You're getting fucking killed.
Was that a ball?
Now, again, this kid probably never plays.
I think they called it a strike.
Johan Williams. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Honestly, I think they called it a strike. It was
Johan? You mean
It's
Jonah?
Jonah. It's Jonah.
Johan Williams. Jonah Williams.
I'd say this is definitely high, but I think the ump was just like, yeah, fuck that. I don't want this guy.
And I will say the catcher framed that really well.
Yeah, he framed it well. I hate the way catchers frame things now. It's like it's so dramatic. It's like
Get
stop.
the pitch bot out there, baby. We need that AI out there.
He's already been hit by a pitch tonight.
Well, you know what? I think he's going to go 2 for 2 with hit by pitch.
He's again, this guy just
It's
based off
3
his
now.
stats.
It's
Just
3 pitches, and just like the owl in the Tootsie Roll Center of the Tootsie Pop, it's
One.
time to hit
I
him.
rewinded. I brought it back. So that's the second pitch, Grumpy. I
Okay.
rewinded this.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But he doesn't start. He's got 4 RBIs on the season, no home runs, and like 40 plus games in. This kid is like a bench kid, is what I take away from this. But I'm like, we'll continue to watch.
He's pretty tall too.
He is tall. Yeah, I think he's a dual athlete. He plays another sport too.
Say he looks very
I'm not.
okay. Yeah, again, it's just jumping. I don't even know what happened
We
there.
can't even see what's happening.
It's doing that. Just slow it up, TJ.
We're getting snapshots of pictures right now.
Typical TJ.
We'll try that again.
Typical
I'll put
TJ.
this on. Tell me if this comes through a little better.
No, just put it at half speed.
This is absolutely coming through fine. I'm watching it on your
Okay,
screen. Now
it's
too, but
not.
coming through fine.
X, is this coming through fine or not? No, it's
Very
not.
choppy. Very choppy.
Just put it half speed, dude.
While we're waiting, we have 2 comments here. Johan.
Johan. Yeah, it's Jonah.
It's Jonah.
Yeah.
I like Johan better.
Johan.
Okay, so he missed the third one. Don't know what he did there.
Jesus fuck. Anytime he's missing, he's over here just like I'm like, you're down 8-1. I'm like, I guess I don't get it. He also plays football. He's a defensive back, plays football for the Longhorns. But I'm like, my God, just like the control that this Florida pitcher has, not just by plucking a guy after this, is just
He's
crazy.
trying to get out of the game. He just wants to go home. I mean, there are only 7-inning games in college, so
Yeah, but I'm
I
like
thought there were 9-inning games in college. They're not.
7.
I thought there's 7. No.
No, I'm pretty sure they're 9-inning games.
They're 7.
Sure about that?
Well, X would know. He'd know better than us.
I'm sure about that.
Let's
X.
see.
Maybe it was a doubleheader. I don't know.
God Almighty, that speed sucks.
Again, the catcher is not helping his pitcher by moving that glove all over the place.
Like he's over here like fist bumping and shit. He's down. They're down
They're
by
9 innings. Thank you very much. I'm like, why would you go backwards from high school when you play 9 innings in high school? Why would you all of a sudden play 7 in college?
I don't know. Because they got to study.
I got to get back to class.
Got to get back to class. That's right.
I was like, what are you all even talking about?
Now,
Basketball at 40-minute games.
it's a full count.
Did he hit him now?
I would, but
I
no.
walked him.
Look at him giving the mean mug and staring the pitcher down like that.
You know what I'm doing? I'm throwing over and I'm pelting that
He
kid.
didn't swing the bat once.
Once. Not once.
I know.
Yeah, this kid's a loser though.
I'm like,
Fucking shit to the first baseman.
look at him shit talking.
I said, you know what, kid? You
It's
suck.
fucking
The coach. Don't talk to your player.
That's
coach.
correct.
Talk to your. Maybe he's tossing him.
I tell
Maybe
him
he's
like,
tossing him.
calm down, brothers. We're gonna toss your ass because you just got to walk. You're down by 7 runs.
They've already. I think they've already said, knock it off, clown.
Well, just I'm like, okay. How it should have been solved is you should have pelted that guy after you started doing that. They're down by 7 runs. Pelt them.
If you're there he goes out of the game. He's coming. There you go. Control yourself. Can't do it. Off you come. As a coach, it's like you're not playing anymore, kid. You're more trouble than you're worth.
Man, again, I don't get it. Like I've never seen
These guys.
that sort of-
It's not his thing. You might get away with that as a cornerback because you're not really involved in any plays.
never.
Getting hit. But this is a flying object coming at you. It's like you should. I mean,
I've never
I love
seen.
he's acting like he did something. Dude, you freaking stood up there. It'd be different if you hit like an absolute just moonshot, a 400-foot home run. Then I'd be like, okay, you know what? You really crushed that ball.
I want to give credit to the umpires here. They're just like, get this kid off the field now.
The game's over. We don't want something to escalate. But you know what I compare and liken this
His teammates hate him as well. His teammates hate him as well.
You know what this is like? It's like a linebacker when the defense is giving up 70 points. He's over there. He makes a tackle or he gets a sack, and he's over there celebrating like he just went ahead and reinvented the wheel.
No. It's like a cornerback or a wide receiver who's down 80 points, catching one pass and ducking out of bounds. That's what it's like. It's not somebody. Linebackers are involved in every play. Cornerbacks and wide receivers are not. Johan
is skipping down the first base like he's up 8-1.
Johan. His name is always going to be Johan.
Always Johan.
I cannot believe the coach got.
And who's he talking to? He's not talking to the first baseman. He's talking to the Texas guy.
You know what's great? We're going to get to watch Johan for baseball and football season.
I'm rooting for him to get hurt in football.
He did not get thrown out, Grumpy. He did not get thrown out, by the way. He's still over there doing what he does. He'll go. He's got his little glimpse.
This is the type of guy where he gets tagged really rough on a throw back over. You smack him in the face.
Smack him in the head.
That's what you do. Oh, just trying to tag him out.
Or your team's up by so many runs, you just peg him with the ball. You just miss the catch on the pickoff, and you just beam him with the ball.
Great restraint. And I love how Barstool Sports says bro thinks he's a TikTok edit. I did like that one. But like
I just want to let you know, I just got a notification that Shedeur Sanders has put out pictures. Let me read. I wanted to make sure I read it correctly here. Posts minicamp pictures. Good vibes with teammates at the ends of Brown's rookie camp.
He's looking up.
Anywho, I did want to put this up. Now this was just from the recent one with Jackson Dart.
Can they show us the Shedeur Sanders one too? Because I'm dying to see his.
They have not released it, but I want you to watch this from Jackson Dart, and we're going to play. What do you think Shedeur Sanders? After this one, we're going to say, what do you think Shedeur Sanders' interview looked like? Let's listen to Jackson Dart's.
I can't hear it.
Hold on. Let me refresh it. I got it. I understand.
In case you're wondering, we can't hear it.
God almighty. Come on. Son of a bitch. Sorry.
I cannot read his lips. I have no idea what he's saying.
Way too small to read lips.
Alrighty. You guys just get through any of the comments. I want to see if I can get this working.
Okay. Any more? All right, here we go.
You freaking walked, you moron. And then Junior Seau used to celebrate every tackle, even if he made it 40 yards down the field.
Yeah.
Yeah, Junior Seau is a Hall of Famer though, and his thing. I mean,
isn't he dead?
Yeah, he's dead. He killed himself. CTE, man. He had CTE bad, so it's a shame.
I didn't even realize he was dead. Honestly, I thought he was still alive.
He committed suicide.
Damn.
He almost killed himself once.
Oh, really?
And then he wound up doing it after that. Red flag should have been out for him. For certain, he shot himself. He tried to drive his car off a cliff first time. Second time, he shot himself in his house.
Hold on a sec. I'm going to see if I can try to time this up perfectly here. I'm going to see if I can time this up perfectly, and I'll do like the old fashioned. I think it's important to get there, and if we do have New York fans out here, Grumpy,
it's going to be.
I'm not complaining.
Okay. It's some like a jumbled mess off your phone.
Can you hear this? What's
in the cafeteria?
First thing, obviously, is the cadence. That's how we start the whole thing, right? Yeah. So you get the huddle, you call the play. Before you can start on your cadence, the number one thing you got to do is make sure what? Everybody's set. Everybody's set. Everybody's in the right spot. You control that. All right? That's the job of the quarterback.
Pause it.
I can't pause.
Okay.
On that board. Write down the 4 suffixes for motions that we talked about. Now, go ahead and teach those to me in a matter of like a minute. And move on to pass protection now, all right? Before we get into it, listen, this is the most important thing that you have to know going from college to the pros. There's going to be more of them, and you have to know how to protect yourself.
Okay, draw a blitz. Let's all assume that the 4 down linemen are blitzing or rushing, okay?
Yeah.
Draw a blitz from the remaining 7 guys that we could not pick up in this protection.
For 57 pro, who's the Mike?
The mic is 41.
Good. Who's the Will?
51.
Do you have any issues to the strong side here with the protection?
No.
If you did, if he was coming down and getting on the line of scrimmage, you would say what?
Over.
Great.
Good job, buddy. Tell me what this tight end's doing that you don't like.
He should be pushing for leverage.
Yep.
Excellent.
If I said Gun Diesel right, 56 F my canner, who's running the shallow? Who's running the curl? The X. Running the post? The Z. Who's running the middle? The Y.
Good. All right. Let's play one more game. All right. Turn around.
Feeling good about himself.
Turn. Toss.
If you would have pointed the other one
Good. Nice, buddy. Good work. You threw it out in there. Good job, mate. Thank you. Appreciate you.
Okay, so sorry it was done as is the best we could there on that one.
When they said the 4 things, what are the 4 things that you do pre-snap? Shador Sanders would answered it. I make sure that my Rolodex is looking good. Make sure my chain.
No, not his Rolodex. His Richard Millie. He's Richard Millie.
I like
Richard Millie's looking good. My chain is shining.
Make sure that he got a
uniform looks nice.
Make sure he got a fresh cut before I went out there.
He absolutely 100% cares more about his appearance than he does about his play.
Absolutely.
One of the top comments said, "I'll take Shador's tape before the Epstein files."
Oh my God. Oh. We have a Let's Go Gators. Must be TJ's first time using a CPU. And then TJ, if you are blessed with his son, will you name him Johan?
That's right. Yes, with the dash in it. Johan.
What was his? Oh, it's Jonah. It's always going to be Johan. I'm sorry.
It will always Johan Williams.
I'm going to look for Johan when Texas is out there.
I hope he gets a lot of action this next year. Johan out there on the field.
Something tells me he doesn't play a whole lot.
All right.
Probably not.
Let's wrap up.
He does a lot of trash talk and staring downs, though.
That's fine.
Leads the league in those.
All righty. Let's wrap up the show. Grumpy X, we want to say before you end tonight.
I want to say Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers who listen to our show, which I'm sure there's a multitude of, but also love and laughter to everyone who listens and even those who don't, from TJ, the grumpy old man, and Son X.
X, what do you want to say before you end the show?
I want to thank everybody for coming out and listening as always. Love the interaction, the comments, and we will see you guys next time.
Thanks so much, everybody, for watching the show today, the live stream. We appreciate all the engagement, all the comments. Thank you so much, Grumpy. Thank you so much, X, and we'll see you guys
Next time. Yeah.
next time.